toss of the coin and get set to play for the 1AA National Championship. Frank, you and I had a chance. We were down in Savannah on Thursday to visit with some of their players, and we were just talking about David Whitmore, who was also named an All-American this week, as was their quarterback Todd Hamill and the center Jeff Jackson. This team has got tremendously skilled people at various positions.
You know, they really do, and they have it at the key spots. Center is an awful important spot, particularly in any offense, but particularly in the drop-back passing game, because that guy sort of picks up blitzes and sometimes comes out of the line to do it. The safety man, Nate, you and I stood there and talked to him. The guy is 6 feet plus. He's 235 pounds. They say that he runs a 4.03, some such thing, 4.37, something like that. I can't even imagine a guy that big being that fast. He is a vicious tackler. He's a great cover of pass receivers. He covered a guy for Grambling that was 6'7", and I think a top, they think at least a pro choice. This football team is the most intent team that you and I believe, have faced. We've seen some coaches that were intent like this guy, but do you recall in any of the playoffs we've done that where we saw a team that seemed so intent about winning a football game?
Well, they said the folks at Furman were more worried about Georgia Southern last week, and that's why Furman is not here today. The co-captains will be coming out, and we'll be getting set to kick it off. Georgia Southern and Stephen F. Austin to play for the national championship. Well, they just had the toss of the coin, and Georgia Southern has won the toss, and they will defer to the second half, so Stephen F. Austin will get the football here first this afternoon. They would not allow our sideline man, Bill Price, to be on the field today, so Bill's going to be roving the stands today and visiting with the folks throughout the stands, and I want to tell you the stands are packed. Bill, are you out there in the stands right now?
Yes, we are. We're on the stands. We're in Section C, right at the base of the wall. I'm about to head up in the seats, and Nate, you can feel the electricity on here. These guys have been waiting 20-some-odd weeks through the heat of the summer and the cool of the fall, and this is what Georgia Southern wanted. I think your chat with head coach Eric Olson said it all. Georgia Southern wants that chance to play one more time, and the time is here.
Okay, we'll check with Bill throughout the game. He's going to be visiting both sides of the field to see if anybody is throwing pennies or whatever from the far side of the field, as Coach Graves basically said it. Here come the Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin out of the far side of the field, decked out in their white and purple uniforms, and get ready for this stadium to erupt here when they let the Eagles come onto the sideline. Down below us, 24,000 plus in this place here today, and it is about to erupt. So the Eagles have just taken the field, and it's something that everybody around here has been talking about. The town's so excited about it. And the moment has arrived, Frank Gibbon, to play football.
Boy, it has, and all this mind game business and everything else is over with. We're getting ready to kick off the football. This could be one of the greatest football games ever, certainly the greatest one ever here, because there's a chance of a team that throws the ball exceptionally well and has thrown it for 50 points more than one time. And here's Georgia Southern, who has run the ball exceptionally well. What a classic matchup of two great offensive teams. What I hope doesn't happen is that it doesn't become a shootout. I'd like to see it be a fairly close game, because I think that would be in Georgia Southern's favor.
We have a temperature at game time in the low 40s. Bright sunshine right now on the field. A little bit of a crosswind blowing at about 10 to 15 miles per hour.
Nate, let me mention something that we have not exactly discussed ourselves, but see if you agree with this. What a case for having national playoffs at any and every level of college football, because whoever wins this football game today absolutely deserves to be the champion of 1AA. There is no question about it. They had to come the hard road. The number 3 and number 1 teams ended up playing. The 3 team beat the number 2 team, and here they are playing for all of it. What a day and what excitement this is for me and you and Hugh and everybody else that's here.
And it's also a new attendance record for a 1AA championship game. The old record was 15,000, set back in Charleston many moons ago. And that will long be eclipsed here this afternoon, which I guess says something for having one of the teams in the game, hosting the game.
Georgia Southern has always wanted to be on defense first. They won the toss and elected to do that. I have a feeling that if Stephen F. Austin had won it, that they would have taken the football anyway, because I think they want to be on offense. They feel like that on every down, they can score a touchdown.
All right, so David Kuhl's got to kick off, and they're not going to respect him too deep here, as they've got their 3 people standing at about the 10-yard line. And again, it's a crosswind.
Notice that that's a different lineup, too. The 3 possible people to receive the ball means you can't kick it in the corner like Georgia Southern normally does and have a guy run for it. They've got 3 deep people, so that wherever the ball is kicked, they've got a man already there to receive it.
Everybody's standing. I mean, they're all over the place here. The grass is all filled with people here today. The seats have been added on the tops of the far side and of the end zones under the scoreboard. And here we go to kick off the national championship game. And it's a floater that comes down to the 7-yard line. Fields, 15, 20, 25, and he gets crunched there as Bart Hughes comes downfield. And the stadium is electric right now.
Boy, Bart Hughes just made a fantastic strike on that runner. He hit him right at the 25-yard line. The ball is going to be placed at the 25 and a half. It's in the middle of the field, and this championship is ready to go.
Well, the crowd, of course, is going to react to everything Georgia Southern does, especially early in the game. And apparently the Eagles are going to play with 5 defensive backs to start the game as quarterback Todd Hamill, #1 passer in the nation and 1AA football this year, lines up behind his All-American center, Jeff Jackson. 1 back behind him, Larry Centers. Receiver goes in motion to the far side of the field. Hamill wanting to throw, send options it back to the right side. They come around the corner and knock him down after a short gain. That's Anthony Landry, the 5'9" halfback out of Jasper, Texas. They'll bring it from the 26-yard line for a gain of 4 to the 30-yard line. Little option for themselves.
I want to tell you, I believe that that's an option pass first. He comes down the line of the I formation. He was ready to throw it to the slot back. If he was open, he wasn't, and so he pitched it, and that guy made that corner look like he didn't have anything. And he got a good 4 yards out of it, so it'll be 2nd and 6 at the 30.
They got all the receivers lined up to the left side of the field, the tight end on the right side of the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 6 from the 30. Dropped the football. Larry Centers winds up with it, wanting to throw the ball. Chased out of the pocket. He's going to come upfield, throws it to a man open, and he makes the reception. Let's see, was he in bounds? No. They're saying he was out of bounds up at the 45-yard line.
Boy, what a big break for Austin, for them. This time the ball is snapped through the quarterback. It hits the ground. It bounces up into the tailback's hands. It obviously was going to be some kind of pass for him anyway. He scrambled to the right, almost made did make a completion, just out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Right.
Boy, they were lucky to get it back, Nate.
Needless to say, they'll flank a receiver, Pat Jackson, to the left side of the field. Joe Bradford's also out that way. He dropped the football again. Picking it up is Larry Centers, and he gets hit, and he'll go down at the 30-yard line. I'm not sure what's going on here with the snap from center, which is really strange.
I'll tell you what I'm wondering is that if they have put in some plays to snap it directly to the tailback, and somehow or another they're mishandling it, maybe it's hitting his legs. That has to be what it is. This is what Georgia Southern was hoping for. Hold them on 3 downs, make them kick. Wherever they get the ball, they're going to have pretty good field position. Georgia Southern's got an all-out rush lined up, 10 men on the line.
Here's the snap back to the punter. They come up the middle and get it away. A good kick. Let's see it bounce upfield, and Oglesby's got to get out of the way of the ball, and it will go down at the 34-yard line of Georgia Southern, and that's where the Eagles will take over on offense.
36-yard kick.
Well, he got a pretty good rush that time, so they kicked it straight away. It's a freshman punter, Leo Araguz, and Araguz did what he had to do to get it off, and so the wind is swirling. Took that ball and killed it at the 34. And let's see who opens up. Joe Ross is going to open up as the fullback behind Raymond Gross. 2 receivers way out to the right side of the field. On 1st down, Gross spinning, throws a quick pass behind the line. It's caught by Carl Miller. Carl Miller coming up field 50. Down the sideline, he steps out of bounds at the Stephen F. Austin 41-yard line.
Boy, I love the call. They lined up trips right. That's 3 people to the right, put motion back left. Gross stepped to his left. There was a hitch pattern over here on the right side. He threw it straight out to the slot back, who got a good block, put it to that sideline, got it up to the 41. What they were playing, I think, quickly is a man coverage type thing, and so when he hit the quick pass, the man coverage couldn't get up to it.
All right, Stephen F. Austin moves the lineman in close, and Gross keeps it himself. He drops the football. It's loose, and falling on it back at the 47-yard line is Carl Miller. The Eagles almost coughed it up.
I tell you what, defensively, this is going to be tough. You're going to have to get adjusted to it. They're in what we would call an Eagle defense, but it looks like that they have 7 men almost on the line of scrimmage. What they're trying to do is stretch the option, making people play slow so that the pursuit will pick up. But that does mean that there's 4 men trying to play man coverage downfield, and that makes it vulnerable to the pass.
Well, right now they just took out 4 of those people and put in more backs as they're expecting the throw from Gross. 2nd down and 15 from the 47-yard line. Gross shuttle pass. Hopkins gets hit and dropped after a very short gain to about the 43-yard line. Certainly the defense from Stephen F. ready for that one. James Cobb, the strong safety, number 26, comes up and makes the stop.
Boy, I tell you what, I thought that was an awful good call. Shovel pass to the right, but the safety came inside out on it from the backside and made the tackle after about a 2-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 12. The ball's at the right hash mark on the 43.
2 receivers go to the left side of the field, Donnie Allen and Carl Miller. Terrence Sorrell, right side of the field. Gross spinning one way, still has the football, trying to cut it upfield, looking for an opening, goes to the 40, 35, and he's trying to get to that 1st down, and he just got it at the 31-yard line with his last-ditch dive.
Boy, beautiful execution, great pursuit by the defense. These guys are quick. They're lining up again in an Eagle defense, which is essentially looks like, if you were watching it from here, a 7-man front. Gross made a great decision. He wanted to pitch, but he could not pitch. They had it covered, and he dropped his shoulder and made the 1st down, something he does over and over again. Again, Raymond Gross is a super.
Whitmore to make the.
He's got 1st down at the 31.
So a big gain for the Eagles on 3rd down allows them to keep the football. Ernest Thompson back in, and the give is to nobody. Raymond has it. He's going to get hit and drop back for a loss at the 34-yard line as David Temple, the linebacker. He's 5'11", 233 out of Katy, Texas, as most of their team is all from Texas. Drops him for a loss. They just took the quarterback out of the play.
One thing that looks a little bit slow to me is that Joe Ross is not really striking the hole. He's a little bit hesitant, it looks to me like, going into the line of scrimmage. And when he does that, that really messes up the option. They're taking Joe out. It may be that he's limping a little bit, or he needs to get kind of settled down with his injury. You know, they're going to operate on him, I believe, on Wednesday, they say.
2nd down play. Gross spinning to his right. Now back to throw. Looking over the middle for Terrence Sorrell towards the goal line. He goes. The ball is hanging up there, and it is dropped. Almost intercepted as they bumped down towards the goal line going for the ball.
Boy, there's a big bump out there that time, way down the field by the safety man, number 31, who had the chance to intercept it. It was a post pattern that was thrown into the end zone. He threw it from about the 40. Looked like a punt, didn't it? Way up in the air, almost intercepted. And now it'll be 3rd down and 14. This is a critical down, obviously, because it's stretching a field goal thing from right there. Pretty heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, they couldn't make it from here in the warm-ups. And Joe Ross has just checked back in. It's 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 13. Gross fakes one way, going to go to his left. A lot of traffic, gets by 1. 35-30. Raymond 20, 10. Raymond Gross, touchdown, Georgia Southern. Gross just took it all the way in from 30 yards. Make that 34 yards out, and the Eagles lead it 6-0.
Just what we were talking to you about a minute ago. They're playing man coverage. Over on the left side, the guy who's supposed to make the tackle is playing man for man like a pass on the wide receiver. The wide receiver ran all the way in the end zone. The defensive back never looked back. Gross is running right behind him and scores a touchdown, and that's the danger of man coverage.
7-0 following the Mike Dallas conversion. 10:41 to go in the quarter. The Eagles lead will break 60 seconds. For network messages on the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
Just as a football team works together under a pennant symbolizing teamwork and spirit, Grange Insurance and their independent agents work together under the Grange flag of protection. Together, they offer the complete insurance protection you need for your car, your home, your business, and your family.
Now what we're going to see is a true passing quarterback, and he'll try to pick this defense.
Everybody set for the David Kuhl kickoff. Fields is standing this time a little deeper at his 6. Last time Kuhl's kick went to the 7. This one he kicks it high in the air. It floats down, and again, the same spot, 6-yard line. Fields looking for an opening, 15-20, and he gets hit again at the 26-yard line. Same spot again, and again, Bart Hughes downfield first.
Boy, very good coverage. They did get it out to the 26, right in the middle of the field. They had a wedge to bring it up the middle. And so they'll start the game over again, about a yard short of where they were at the beginning of the game. It's 10 minutes, 36 seconds still left. They did that awful quick. How long was the drive, Hugh?
66-yard drive.
66, yeah. Boy, howdy. That's quick.
Big runs from quarterback Raymond Gross. The Lumberjacks now, no backs behind the quarterback. In an obvious throw situation, Hamill is straight back to throw. Looks, zips right side. It's too high, and it's incomplete at the 35-yard line. He was going for Big Bradford that time. Joe Bradford is flanker on the right side. He on that time has, what, 5 potential receivers?
Yes, sir. He had 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. This is very difficult to handle. Remember now that when Georgia Southern puts in an extra back, in one way that helps them, in another way it hurts them. It hurts them in that you don't have the rush that you had before. Now, if you've got 4 guys trying to rush and you're rushing against guys that are 300 pounds and 290, you got to really move to get back to the quarterback.
Stephen F. Austin to their 26-yard line, and again, no backs behind the quarterback. He shifts his regular back as a wingman now, and he's straight back to throw. Hamill looks over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. Trying to stretch out forward, Anthony Landry at the 44-yard line, just a little bit overthrown.
Now, here's where the big problem is going to be as I see it quickly in the game. The tailback, who is their leading receiver, shifts from the tailback spot up to a slot back position. That puts a linebacker trying to cover him. He ran right by the linebacker then. You got to count on then your safety man coming up. If that had been a good throw, Nate, it'd have been a big game. That is the kind of game that they're going to be playing against Georgia Southern all day.
All right, 3rd down and 10. Now 2 backs are behind Hamill. In a regular set, 3 receivers to throw to. Hamill straight back, zips it over the middle, tipped, and intercepted. Randall Jim Mutimer. Jim Mutimer is at the 45-yard line with the tip and the interception, and Georgia Southern's going to take over.
I'll tell you, of all the things that you would want to happen, this is what you don't want to happen if you're a passing team. This could be the key play of the ball game, in my opinion, and this is awful early to say that, but they feel like they can throw the ball against anybody. They have not been able to do it so far against Georgia Southern. The first tip goes to the defense, and Georgia Southern has great field position at the Stephen F. Austin 45, middle of the field.
10 minutes, 18 seconds to go, and what a start to the first quarter. As the Eagles come up, Joe Ross is back in the backfield. Donnie Allen way out left side, Terrence Sorrell right side. First down call. Going to give it to Joe Ross, and he pounds straight ahead, and he gets about 3 yards as he goes across the 45 down to the 42-yard line.
Georgia Southern's regular set, which is to have 2 slot backs, 2 split receivers, and a running back. They line up balanced all the time, so the defense has to decide which side they're going to favor. What they are doing, folks, is running what looks like a 5-man front Eagle defense. That means the linebackers are outside of the tackles. They're all down. They're playing 2 defensive ends that are faced inside to play the option.
Ernest Thompson now, the A-back on the right side of the field, is flanked out that way. Gross spinning inside. May want to turn the corner. Steps upfield. 35-30. Raymond 25-20. 15. He stops and goes down at about the 11-yard line as Gross makes his 3rd big run of the game.
I tell you, I think they're going to have to adjust out of this total man coverage. Again, the corner, who really is supposed to be like a safety man over there when you run an option or a pitch, is turning and running as if it's a pass. By the way, another interesting thing is that David Whittemore is playing a defensive end in this scheme. Rather than being in the secondary, than making all the big tackles, he's having to play defensive end to try to stop the option.
First down, Georgia Southern at the 11.5-yard line of the Lumberjacks. Gross still has the ball. Going to keep it himself. Trying to cut the corner again and gets thrown down hard at the 7-yard line. Did they grab a face mask, though, in the process?
I believe so, because the flag was right on top of the runner. There were 3 white jerseys in there, and that penalty will occur at the 7.5-yard line. It'll probably be a 5-yarder.
Well, either way, it's half the distance, of course, so should bring them down to about the 2-3-yard line.
Right. I tell you what, Gross is having a great day. He's only had to handle the ball a few times so far, but on the option keep, the counter option keep, he has hit the seam and gotten between 2 would-be tacklers as good as you can do it and just headed for the goal line, but there's no support back there because they're trying to play it like a pass. Hey, Georgia Southern, first down at the 3. Isn't it first down? No.
Yes, automatic.
Yeah, first down at the 3.
First down over again. So it's first down and goal to go from the 3 with the power set in. The give is to Ernest. He gets hit behind the line, and he's not going too far at all, as they certainly came in a hurry that time and made the stop. Greg Owens, a linebacker, 95, one of the first men in there.
I keep saying it's different, but I've said it for 15 games now. Georgia, very few teams consider first down at the 3 short yardage. But Georgia Southern just lines up in that power eye and starts hitting at you. They didn't get anything that time. It's 2nd and 3.
Right side hash mark. The power set with Thompson standing on the 10-yard line. He gets the call. He gets hit again before he gets going. No gain on the play. Nowhere. He's still at the 3-yard line.
Boy, that was fine penetration in by number 99, and he's their big guy, Roderick Stansel.
Stansel, yeah.
6'2", 292. He penetrated, made the tackle. They actually lost about the length of the football. So now they will have to go back to their regular set. The goal line defensive team will go off the field for Stephen F. Austin, and Georgia Southern will be in their regular option set. This time with trips left.
The ball's almost out to the 4-yard line. Joe Ross back in. Raymond on 4th down, spinning one way, still has the ball. Flags are down. The ball fumbled into the end zone, and who recovered it? Let's see. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. A touchdown, Georgia Southern recovered in the end zone. A penalty flag, though, was dropped by the back judge, which usually means there's too many men on the field.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that is a very big break for Georgia Southern. The pitch was made out onto the ground. There wasn't anybody around it to get it.
Too many men on the field for Stephen F. Austin. Touchdown, Georgia Southern.
Boy, what a big break for Georgia Southern. They ran the counter option to the short side of the field. Gross really didn't have anything to do. He tried to make the pitch. He actually pitched it on the ground, and somehow or another, way late. Nate, how long did it lay around out there before Georgia Southern came up with it, and I don't know who it was that got it.
We're going to check now to make sure. Who gets credit for that fumble recovery in the end zone? Terrence Sorrell in the right corner of the end zone picks up a touchdown, Georgia Southern, and the Eagles lead it 13-0. Lynn Graves on the far side trying to get a word with the official over there. He thought it was an intentional fumble forward.
You know, if it was behind the line and he pitched it forward, that would be an incomplete forward pass.
That's right.
What it would be. There's a question.
Ball placed down. The kick is up, and the kick is good by Mike Dallas. 14-0. Georgia Southern leads. 7:58 to go in the opening quarter. We'll break 60 seconds for local words on the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
A true fumble, and anybody can cover the ball. That is apparently the way it was ruled. From our angle, which is pretty severe right here into this corner right under us, it looked like he tried to make the pitch, and there was nobody there to take it, and it was forward.
Now they're going to assess the penalty on the kickoff, which is 15 yards for the delay of game, which is being assessed on the kickoff. And now Georgia Southern's David Kuhl will get a chance to kick right from the center of the field in the middle of the Magnolia emblem.
Well, I'll tell you what, the coach on the other side of the field is all over the official. He hasn't stopped since that play started, and I know he's upset about it. Probably that's what he's asking about on that call. But now this is a big penalty because the kickoff now should be in the end zone, and you would think that maybe they wouldn't have a chance to run it out, and so Georgia Southern should get good field position. Nate, with 7:58, who would have thought 14-0?
Well, it started off anyway Georgia Southern's way. Stephen F. Austin, though, as we know from what they've done this season, and they were trailing Grambling by 2-3 touchdowns in the first half, came back to win that game. So
there's not much question with the kind of offense that they've got. They certainly are capable of doing it.
Here is the David Kuhl kickoff. He'll drill this one. It'll go to the back line of the end zone and out of the end zone for a touchback.
That's what you love to get. 1st and 80. That's what it amounts to. So they'll start at the 20. I think we need to keep it in perspective what kind of team they are. 14 points is a lot of points against most teams, but against a team that can really throw the football, they don't really get that shook up over 14 points. Some teams would. This team is probably schooled not to, as you mentioned, with the Grambling game.
All right, their regular set now. Larry Centers lined up behind quarterback Todd Hamill. 2 receivers left side, 1 to the right side. They'll run Centers. Centers looks for an opening. There he goes. 27-8, 29-yard line, and he just ran for 9. And that is the difference in this football team and last week's team with Montana, and really for that matter Villanova. is they have a running game to go with the passing game.
And with a slot back on the left, and they run it to the left, he becomes like a blocking back for them, and so they had good, sound blocking schemes over there. By the way, didn't that young man impress you? He did me in talking with him. He is a very intent young guy. He's very quick and very strong. He's a senior and a leader.
2nd and 1 for the Lumberjacks. Centers again to the 30, 35, 6, 7, 8-yard line. He is running hard. He's just gained 17 yards and 2 carries.
He has the moves, a little bit of, if you want to picture this, of Joe Ross. He started off right tackle. There's nothing there. Both feet hit the ground square. He slides to his left, takes a gaping hole over here on the left side for a first down. It's first down now and 10 at the 37 and 1/2 yard line on the left hash.
And that is Stephen F's first down of the ball game. On their 3rd possession. Crowd going to try to wake up the defense a little bit here. On first down, Hamill fakes inside. They go with a sweep around to the left side. Eagles try to stay home and knock it down after a very short game. They came with Anthony Landry out of a wingback position, a little more of an end-around type play, a little misdirection. He goes down at the 40-yard line.
I tell you, that's an excellent play to run back to the short side. It starts to the right as if it's going to be a sprint-out pass or a sweep. The handoff to the wingback, as you called it. He comes back to the left. I thought for a minute he had a lot of room to run, but the defense really pursued well. He picks up about 2.5, I guess. The ball's just past the 40.
2nd down and about 8. Lumberjacks at their 40-yard line. Eagles coming up close, expecting the throw perhaps here. Hamill on a long count, drops back to throw, has time, going to go deep on the right side for Bradford, and it is tipped, and then Bradford couldn't catch it. He had 2 chances. It was tipped at first. Oglesby's down there. It got away from him, and Bradford had a chance to catch it once, and then again on his way down.
Well, what an exciting play. That is about as good as both sides can do, offense and defense. Quarterback had plenty of time to throw. The big tall end ran a post and then out pattern going back toward the sideline. I thought the coverage back there was just perfect. He tipped it, and then the receiver tipped it twice, as you called, and it goes for nothing. 3rd and 8.
3rd down in an obvious throw situation. This time Centers is flanked to the left side. Do we rush him at all? Back to throw, Hamill. Looking short, throws, reception. He breaks away, gets the first down the sidelines, and he's pushed out of bounds at the Georgia Southern 31-yard line. Tight end Derek Wright comes back and makes Stephen F. Austin's biggest play of the game.
Boy, that's what's so scary now. He would have been hit, and they would have had to measure, I guess, for a first down if the tackle was as sound as it looked like it was going to be. He spun out of it and then picked up about 10 or 12 yards more, and suddenly they have first down in Georgia Southern territory at the Georgia Southern 39, left hash mark. Quarterback has got too much time to be as good as he is. He will find some receivers if he has that much time.
And he has 5 receivers now. No backs behind him. Hamill straight back to throw. All kind of time. Finally chased out by Gift Smith. Now may want to run. Throws on the run back towards the middle of the field as he had a receiver cutting back that way. Dave Kelly, his flanker, but he overshot him on the run.
Boy, here's what's so scary to me about a good passing game. Number 13 was coming out on the left side as a receiver on the left-hand side. The quarterback had all day long but couldn't find anybody. Drifted to the right, evaded a tackler. Then number 13 suddenly was wide open, and he way overthrew him. But he was open, Nate, right there at about the 25-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Somehow or another, Georgia Southern has got to mix a little rush into it to take the rhythm out of this quarterback.
Larry Centers lined up behind his quarterback. 3 receivers flanked to the right side of the field. Hamill fakes to Centers. He's back to throw. He's going to throw it deep down the left sideline, and it is broken up at the 10-yard line. Taz Dixon came over and got his left arm up there and knocked it away.
Guys, excuse me for talking into while you were talking, but what a play that was. Taz Dixon is not big enough to cover that guy, and yet he came across with his left hand. This is the way you teach it now. You got to come with your left hand coming to your right like that and dive up there at the last minute. I mean, it's got to be the last second. He did it perfect and deflected the football. Oh, man, what a play.
3rd down and 10. 3 receivers right side. Larry Centers, the lone back, behind Todd Hamill. Hamill straight back to throw. All kind of time. Going deep on a post pattern, and it is caught at the 7-yard line to the 8-yard line. A good catch that time He threw it right in there on the money, and he hits Dave Kelly. The coverage wasn't that bad. We were just behind him.
Coverage was right there. The problem was that the quarterback has too long. He ran a post pattern, and he ran it. Normally when you run the post, you go straight down the field and break toward the goal post. Normally the ball is thrown about the time you break. That time he must have run 15 or 20 yards, had that much time, and when you do that, and a good quarterback, you get a first down at the 7 or the 8.
Stephen F. Austin, first down and goal to go. He runs an option play here, wanting to throw a pass of it, going to shovel it to Larry Centers. He slips and falls at about the 13-yard line, and he will lose 3 yards.
Now that's the play that I believe they started the game with. Actually, it ends up being a strong set. The tailback is behind the quarterback. There's another back to his right, like a halfback. The quarterback comes right down the line. He's either going to throw a pass or make the pitch. He had to pitch it. Fortunately for Georgia Southern, the running back slipped down. It'll be second down, backed up to the, what is that, the 14-yard line.
The receivers are all to the left side of the field, the wide side of the field. Hamill's back to throw, looking that way, looking, zips it left side, and it is intercepted in the end zone or on the 1. Where'd they say?
Oh, man, now that should have been, oh, man, that should have been in the end zone.
It's intercepted by Oglesby, but they're going to
mark it at the 1-foot line.
On the 1-foot line.
I tell you what, Oglesby made a great catch, and the pass itself took him into the end zone. That is really a very poor placement, I think. I'll have to say that out loud. I think that should have been a touchback. Then there's a tremendous difference, folks, in what this is being called. The Georgia Southern's going to have to operate from the 1-foot line.
4:39 to go in the quarter. 14-0. Georgia Southern. What they're going to have to do is, first of all, move the ball out of here.
Yeah, first down is what Georgia Southern's looking for now.
Joe Ross is lined up as the lone back behind Raymond, and he is 4 yards deep in the end zone. He gets the handoff straight ahead. He bangs up to the 5-yard line. He just got 4 yards there.
Excellent. That puts the ball out to about the 6, and that changes the whole thing. Now, if Georgia Southern wants to, they can run anything they want to now because they've got room to operate. Joe took off that time, didn't he? That looked different. He really struck it that time.
You know, you wonder if he maybe needs to get hit a few times in the game to get back into the flow of things. I mean, he worked at practice this week, but it's not the same as being in a game.
You're right. Absolutely.
Second down from just outside their own 5-yard line. Raymond rolling to his left. They want to turn the corner. Stops at the 6. He'll go down there. They stayed home very nicely on the far side and knocked Gross down. Maybe he got 1. That's it.
Boy, somebody made a great block out there, and I thought for a second he might break out of it, but he only picked up a yard at the most. It'll be 3rd down and 5 at the 6-yard line. Georgia Southern was facing that time, by the way, a little different defense in that it was not a double eagle type thing. It was an eagle on one side and a regular 50 defense on the short side.
We need a timeout here. We don't have the right set out there. We're not calling it. We run the play anyway, and Gross goes to the left side. He tosses the ball, and it goes out of bounds on about the 1-yard line. We were trying to get a timeout. We had 10 men on the field.
Boy, howdy, what a terrible error that could have been. There's a great one-handed catch over there by the pitch man. The ball was an counter option back to the left side, and Raymond, let's let that thing fly. It really flew out of his hand, and he caught it running out of bounds. Who was that, Miller?
Here's a snap back to Harbin, kicking out of the end zone, and he puts it high in the air. Let's see what kind of coverage here from the 45-yard line. Fields breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, still going at the 30-yard line, still going as he breaks outside 25, still going, and he goes down at the 21-yard line, and Stephen F. Austin is knocking on the door.
Boy, what a magnificent kick it was. The kick out of the end zone looked like had really good coverage. They picked up a block right at where the safety man was, and then he made a great run out of that. And they've turned this thing all the way around and now have a first down at the 21.
So here come the Lumberjacks with 3:10 to go in the first quarter. 14-0, Georgia Southern leading. But Stephen F. on our 21-yard line following that punt, Hugh.
39 yards.
But the return was about
19 yards.
19 yards. They're right back down our throats. First down call for Todd Hamill. Larry Centers behind him. They fake. They go around inside, and Centers winds up with very short yardage this time.
Boy, that's a great tackle by Darrell Hendricks. Looked like he was blitzing that time. They ran that to the tailback. Again, they lined up with 3 wide receivers left. The tailback told us, if you remember, that he ran a 4.7. He looks about like a 4.5 to me. He can scoot. Nothing on at that time. 2nd and 10. Great play by Darrell.
Ball just outside the 20. 2:40 to go in the first quarter. The defensive backs shifting around here, expecting to throw again. And he keeps it on the ground, and they hit a hole to the right side, and Centers gets hit, and Dixon comes up and puts him down at about the 18-yard line.
You know, I believe Centers, it's hard for me to remember the individual players as well as you do, but Larry Centers, I believe, is the best running back we've seen. The guy has that lateral spring to the right, like Barry Sanders for Detroit, the guy that won the Heisman last year, like Joe Ross has. That time he was, looked to me like he was going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. He slid outside, picked up about 2. It's 3rd and 8.
This is the big play, of course, on this drive for them to tell you whether they go for 6 or 3. 3rd and 8. Hamill straight back to throw. All kind of time. Zips open. First down at the 5-yard line. He just drilled that in there. And the name of this game right now is he stands back there and has all kind of time to throw. The Eagles have had no pass rush on him at all.
4 men are trying to get through the biggest front line, or as big a front line as they've ever had to face. They've got a tackle, a center that's 272, a tackle 279, a tackle 290, a tackle 300 or something like that. And they are really protecting the passer. They have a first down with a pass right up the middle at the 5.
3 receivers left side of the field. 1 back, Larry Centers behind Todd Hamill. They go to Centers. He cuts back at the 5. He gets hit hard, but he's all the way down near the 1-yard line.
Boy, he's an exciting runner. It's just a straight off-tackle play for him, but he dances right and left. His body never turns left to right. He's keeping it toward the goal line, but he can use both feet, move them very quickly, left, right, and that time right down to the goal line. He's at the 1.
We're very late. Trying to get people on the field here. We're not even set as they call the play. Centers goes up, and he gets hit. He fights. Did he get in? No signal from the officials. He got pushed back. He did not get in. Somebody met him straight up at the top.
And boy, that's hard when you got people late getting on the field. He tried to dive up and over, and a linebacker, I guess it was, dove up and over and met him right at the line of scrimmage. What a great defensive play that was. Now it's 3rd down, and the ball looks like it's just, what, less than 6 inches. The front of the ball is almost on the line.
You would think a quarterback sneak here would get you in the end zone. Hamill is a good-sized kid. Centers lined up 5 yards behind him, ready to jump over the top. Hamill calls his own number. He gets hit. He goes in. Touchdown, Stephen F. Austin. Well, that's the obvious call. The quarterback sneak. It's the safest call.
Absolutely. The ball right on the goal line, and he goes in for the score off right guard. I'll tell you what, Georgia Southern had a tough break a little while ago after making a great interception. With the ball being placed where it was, they never got it away from the goal line to where they were really safe. They had to punt out of the end zone. They got a good return on the kick and then a great pass reception just now. And they have just moved it in there with great authority for this touchdown.
Chuck Rollinson, their barefooted place kicker. We saw him here last year. He can knock him up. Got a lot of leg. And he'll put this one up, and the kick is good. 14-7. Stephen F. on the board. 19 seconds to go in the first half. We'll break 60 seconds for local words on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Nate Hirsch back with Frank Emmons, statistician Hugh Colson. 19 seconds still to go in the first quarter. Stephen F. Austin is about to kick off for the first time today, and Chuck Rollinson is the barefooted kicker. And the Eagles might have given back a touchdown there.
Yeah, it only took 21 yards after the excellent return of the punt, and they just put it in there with great authority at that time.
All right, they wait for the signal from the official. He says, let's go play. And here is Rollinson's kick as he kicks to the left corner, and he booms it. And Ernest Thompson watches it hit in the end zone and out of the end zone for a touchback. So Ernest Thompson was back on the kickoff return. Interesting. Usually we've had either Carl Miller back there or Donnie Allen.
Well, he's a big, strong guy, and when he gets ahead of steam up, he can run. But Georgia Southern now has it at their own 20 with 80 yards in front of them. They had a commanding lead at 14. This team doesn't look at 14 points like most teams do. Now they've cut it to 7, and Georgia Southern needs to keep the football as much as they can. That's pretty obvious, but that's the name of the game today, is possession of the football.
Lined up from the 20-yard line. Lester Eford in the ball game, and Lester gets the call, and he bangs up across the 20 out to near the 25-yard line. Give him at least 4 on the carry.
Lester really takes off. He's got a great burst of speed, and that time he hit it off left guard and is a good 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6.
And that's going to be the final play here in the first quarter of this championship game at the end of 1. Here's all right, we'll check back with Bill in the stands a little bit later on as we get set for the second quarter. Georgia Southern will start 2nd down and 6 at their 24-yard line. Raymond spinning one way, goes to his left. Still has the ball. He's in big trouble, and they knock him down for no gain on the play as James Cobb, the strong safety, came up and put him down.
You know, this is a good scheme that they've got. They'll use an eagle defense to the wide side and a regular 50 defense to the short side. And what they're counting on is great pursuit. On the counter option, those deep guys, the safety man in that case, is running inside out on Raymond and was able to run him down. It's 3rd down now and 6.
Donnie Allen, left side of the field. Sorrell, Carl Miller to the right side. Hopkins, the A-back, out that side. Goes in motion the other way. Gross looking to throw a pass. In a lot of traffic now. Needs to get rid of the ball. Instead, he falls down. The play is over at the 18-yard line. Not sure exactly who he was going to go to. Donnie Allen was covered upfield. That's why he couldn't throw to him.
Well, he was going to throw that hitch pattern that they threw a minute ago to Carl Miller, but they were all over him out there. And then all of a sudden, Allen looked like he broke open, but at the same time, Raymond fell down.
Well, the Lumberjacks were late getting their people off the field, and they should be called for a delay of game.
There is a flag over there, and if that happened, that's a good break.
As they were very slow getting their people off the field. Harvin does not get off a particularly good kick as it goes out of bounds up at midfield. 2 flags are down, one at the far side, one in the middle. They had to have about 4 or 5 men on the far side of the field, still on the field when the ball was snapped, as the officials will confer now.
That's a long time to talk about this, because if you don't have them off the field, you don't have them off the field.
Unless there are 2 penalties here. And since there were 2 flags thrown, you have to believe there were 2 penalties here. Here's the signal from the official. That's the delay of game against Stephen F. and a defensive holding against Stephen F. Boy, you can't get bigger breaks than that. Well, defensive holding's an automatic 1st down.
You know, the flags were very late in the middle of the field. The one on the corner over there, he should have called that as soon as you realize that they're not off the field. Georgia Southern has a great scheme about kicking, and particularly when the ball is on their side of the field. The ball's on the left hash mark right over here by the Georgia Southern bench. They can sprint their kicking team out there, and Georgia Southern has done this over and over. You'd think that anybody that played them would know that they're going to do that. Boy, what a long delay this is about determining what we're going to do.
Well, they're trying to decide, I think, which penalty to accept, and the penalty you want is the one that gives you the automatic 1st down.
You know, my opinion of this is that the official should tell the captain immediately, you get a 1st down with this, you get 5 yards with this, you can take the kick. I mean, how simple is that?
They're still discussing.
Can you tell I don't particularly like the officials?
Let's wait now as he comes over to, and I'm sure he's talking on the wireless. The delay of game, of course, will be declined. The defensive holding will be accepted. That'll be marched off against. It's going to be a 1st down, Stephen F. So they're going to back the ball up. The line of scrimmage was the 49-yard line of Stephen F. Austin. And I guess they'll back it up from there.
That's exactly what it's going to be. And it's a 10-yard penalty. And that's a big penalty, too, right now, because it does back Stephen F. Austin up to their own 38.
Now, Georgia Southern, had they taken, of course, the delay of game penalty, could have got a chance to kick the ball again.
Right. But, you know, that kick was how long a minute ago, Hugh, before the penalty?
It was 33 yards.
So that's a 43-yarder, and that's pretty good with no return.
Well, the officials are still not through conferring, and now we're set to play football again, but Stephen F. Austin's an excellent operating room at their 38-yard line. We're early here in the second quarter of this championship game. 14-7, Georgia Southern is leading. And number 5, Todd Hamill, is behind his All-American center, Jeff Jackson. And they're set to play. Larry Centers behind him. He gets the handoff. Centers in traffic. Goes down for a loss back at the 34-yard line. We had a rush coming through that time.
Boy, now that shows you what can happen when you do have an extra man on the line of scrimmage. It was a counter play to the right. They pulled the left tackle and left guard. They looked like two giants coming out there. But the corner was up the field. Was that Whitley? Was up the field and made the play for a really big play, the biggest defensive play yet, I think. It'll be second down and maybe 15, 16 yards.
So they'll put 3 receivers to the wide side. That's Hamill's left side of the field. He's straight back to throw. Looking, zips left side, tipped and incomplete. As Larry Centers and Darrell Hendricks lock up at about the 40-yard line.
Boy, that's the best chance we've had to see of what a rifle arm he's got. Boy, did he let that thing go. He can really hit the short pattern. He underthrew it. It was almost inside on the receiver. It goes for naught, so it'll be third down and long. Now, this is a key play for them, but now this is a normal situation for a drop-back passing team. 3rd and 16. They don't get excited about that.
Haven't got to the quarterback all day yet. And Hamill straight back with all kind of time. Throws a deep left side, and it is intercepted. Randall Boone, 25, 30, 35. Boone, 40, 45, 50-yard line. Listen to this crowd go crazy now.
Now, that's an example of waiting a little too long. He had plenty of time to throw. He really had a receiver open, but he delayed it a little bit, and when he did that, a safety man who's playing zone, had a chance to break on the ball. Now, I'm a little surprised at that because I know that this quarterback can read defenses, and this is really not going to be tough for him all day, but he has now had 3 interceptions.
First down, Eagles at midfield. Gross gives it inside, and Lester Eford gets hit. He bangs straight ahead and has about 3 yards to the 47-yard line of Stephen F. Austin. The clock is moving, 12:45 to go in the second quarter. Georgia Southern is leading 14-7. Let's get you a station break in right now. Pause 10 seconds for a station ID on this, the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
The radio station where eagles soar.
WMCD Statesboro, WWNS.
On second down, didn't look like much of an option there. Looked like almost a straight-ahead handoff as Joe Ross gets the carry and goes inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line of Stephen F.
Okay, it's going to be 3rd down and 2. Georgia Southern's directly in the middle of the field. The pursuit has been excellent as far as Stephen F. Austin is concerned, but Gross has been able to keep it in the seam. Let's see what happens. 3rd and 2.
3rd down call. Miller starts one way. Now Gross wants to cut it upfield. Has the first down. 35, 30. Raymond needs one more block. 20. Still going. He dropped the football. It's loose, and it's going to be recovered by Stephen F. Austin at the Stephen F. Austin 17-yard line.
Boy, what a magnificent run. And then he lost the football at the 10, at the 15-yard line, and it bounced back to about the 16 or 17. He hit the seam again, just what we were talking about, and made an excellent run. Looked like he wanted to make a pitch, but then I thought he had tucked it away, and the next thing we knew, the ball shot out. It lay there for what seemed like an hour. And Stephen F. Austin has really dodged a bullet because Georgia Southern would have had first down at the 15. Instead, Stephen F. Austin first down at their own 17.
Lumberjacks trailing 14-7, 11:46 to go in the first half. They give it straight ahead. Larry Centers gets hit at the line and dropped. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a half a yard forward or so to about the 18-yard line, and that is it.
The defensive stopping Centers very well, as a matter of fact, but just by running him, they really keep you off balance, and they have a lot of patience about this. That's a first down run. It didn't pick up anything, but it makes the defense play a little tighter, and it makes it looser then for the pass.
2nd down and 9. 18-yard line. Stephen F. far side of the field, the wide side there right. Hamill straight back to throw. Steps and zips it over the middle again, and this one is incomplete as Taz Dixon gets in there and breaks it up just as Dave Kelly was about to catch it.
Boy, Taz Dixon has already made 2 magnificent plays. That was another one. That was the timing to perfection, because the least bit quicker than that, that would have been pass interference. He went for the ball. It was a great play. Do I understand that Taz is going to have an operation too next week on a knee or something? I think I heard that.
You've been with the team all week, so you've been covering this thing. You ought to know all this stuff.
It's been fun.
3rd down and 9. And we know he's not afraid to throw from any part of the field. Split backs behind Hamill. He wants movement to the right side. He could be checking off here. He's back to throw. He comes up and zips it over the middle. His man is there, and he makes the catch. And he's down at the Georgia Southern 47-yard line. He hung it up there, and Eric Wright ran under it and caught it for a big, big gainer.
What happens is, I think, that he read the coverage to be man coverage. And when you do that and you've got a big receiver, you throw a post out, and he goes up and gets it. The pretty good coverage, but that's too easy. That's the thing that is so scary about the drop-back pass. The quarterback, regardless of what you're doing, can really read it. If he reads blitz, then he's going to run a man-type pattern, which would be a post or an out or a streak. And that time they made it work all the way across the 50 to the 47.
Hamill has not been bothered by this crowd. He's straight back to throw. He looks. He zips again in traffic. It's caught. First down, 25, 20, all the way down to the 15-yard line. There's Joe Bradford. And they are eating us up with some passing yardage now.
Well, that time we had Michael Berry trying to chase Bradford, and Bradford is a big old tall wide-out receiver, and he's got a lot of speed, and it's just a foot race, and he can't keep up with it. Then finally the secondary comes into it, but now Georgia Southern is backed up to their own 16-yard line. First down, Stephen F. Austin. 2 perfect passes.
The Lumberjacks are making it happen, and the Eagles are backed up. See if the crowd will make some noise with the Lumberjacks as they come to this end of the field. It's standing on the other side. First down, he runs a delay play. Larry Centers, 15. He slipped and went down at the 14-yard line, and Darrell Hendricks made sure he stayed down there. Seemed like he lost his footing.
Exactly right, but he has such a great stop and go that at that time when he hit with both feet, they just slipped out from under him. He was going to break back to his left. It was pretty obvious there was some room over there, but he slipped down. This guy's a real runner, and in the open field, he's dangerous.
We might mention, of course, there was some light rain here last night, but this field is in excellent playing condition.
It's second down and a long 8, and the clock is down to 8 seconds. They're going to have to hurry up. 5, 4.
Hamill from his 14-yard line is back to throw. Zips, pass, complete. Cutting back at the 15 and scooting down to about the 12-yard line. He goes back to Anthony Landry. He is just a little drop-off pass that time, kind of a safety valve thing, as they pick up a few yards, not many, to the 12-yard line.
Great call. It was a screen to the short side of the field, and he was wide open. A little better running that time, and he would have had more than he got. It's third down and 7. By the way, the snap was made right at the end of the 25 seconds. They really can handle the clock well, too.
Big play for the Eagles here. So they come after the quarterback. He's back to throw, all kind of time. Throws for the touchdown, caught. Tie game could be coming up here now as he just completed the touchdown pass. Larry Centers came out of the backfield and makes the reception. We got a 14-13 game.
Boy, Larry Centers is their leading receiver. That time, folks, there were 4 blue jerseys all around it, but they were playing zone, I think, and he just crossed the field, ran all the way from left to right to the right corner of the end zone. And if you have that much time, a good passer can hit him, and he put it right on the money. 4-man rush just did not get to him. He had all that time to pick him out and lead him into the corner of the end zone.
Chuck Rawlinson to try to tie this game up. Snap is down. Kick is up, and the kick is good. We've got a tie game. 8:50 to go. First half. Georgia Southern 14, Stephen F. Austin 14. And we'll break 60 seconds. So we have 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first half. And Stephen F. Austin, when you consider they've come back from 3 interceptions and a 14-0 deficit, we are now all even 14-14. And you have to believe any momentum the Eagles had before has now swung to the other side of the field.
No question, they have got all kinds of confidence. They feel like that they can pick Georgia Southern to pieces throwing the ball because of the lack of rush. And I'm sure that that's the way they're looking at it right now. Georgia Southern, on the other hand, made a couple of errors down there the first time that gave them the ball with 21 yards to go for a touchdown, and then had a great drive going with a super run by the quarterback down to about the 15-yard line and fumbled the ball, and they came back 83 yards. And they came back with it about as strongly and with the most authority that you could ask for. They just picked Georgia Southern to pieces on 3 big plays, one of them a touchdown. I tell you what, you do not want this to be a foot race scoring, and that's what it's beginning to look like. 14-14 tie. Again, Nate, Possession of the football is everything in this football game. You cannot let that young man have it. Stephen F. Austin needs to have the defensive team on the field for Georgia Southern to win the game.
Almost as many points scored in this game as we had it all in last year's game. Here's the kick to the far side. Ernest Thompson will take it at the 10, 15-20, puts his head down and goes near the 24-yard line.
Boy, that's awful good coverage that they had down that time. It had a good high kick. The barefooted kicker on a cold day like this, I wonder how he can do it, but he can really kick it. And so Georgia Southern has it at their own 24-yard line. And again, last time they had it, they moved it down to the 15, and Gross fumbled it after he was hit down there.
First down, line of scrimmage, 24-yard line. Motion right side. Gross still has the ball, going to toss it wide. Joe Ross trying to come around the corner. 25-30, 35. Joe Ross 40, cuts back 50. Joe Ross 49-yard line of Stephen F. Austin. He doesn't still have that speed that we saw obviously when he was healthy, but he was certainly getting a great block from Carl Miller on the near side here and able to turn it back up the field.
Now that's a different play. The quarterback now comes straight down the line. He doesn't fake to anybody because the pitch is going to be to Joe Ross. And let me tell you what the quarterback did that time. They had that big defensive safety man playing on the line of scrimmage, and he tried to murder Gross, but he missed him.
Gross gives it inside. Joe Ross steps over some people. He goes inside the 45-yard line, and he's down near the 44-yard line, and he picked up 5.
I like what you said a little while ago, that maybe Ross needs to handle the ball a few times to get the feel that he can run, because he has looked better in this drive than he has so far in the game. And maybe that's what he needed. When you hurt your knee, it's a mental thing as well as a physical thing.
Second down and 5 at the 44 of Stephen F. Give it inside again, and Joe Ross just powers off the left side. Only a couple this time to about the 42-yard line. And the Eagles are going to be faced with a third down and almost 2.5, 3.
Okay, I would have to say that this is the key third down play of the game so far, because now we have an even football game. Georgia Southern has just crossed the 50. They're down to the 42.5. The ball's in the middle of the field. It's 3rd and 3. You've got to make this.
Donnie Allen left side, Terrence Sorrell right side. Gross on third down, spins it one way, going to his left, gets hit, breaks a tackle, first down, and he's inside the 40. He's down to the 36-yard line of Stephen F. Austin. Just turned that corner.
Magnificent run on the counter option. Again, he came back to his left, fake right, came back left. I don't know how he's able to get in the seams like he does, but he has great judgment about when to keep and pitch the football. And had he done anything else, it would not have been a first down. He dropped his right shoulder and made it. It's 1st and 10 at the 36. I tell you, it's sort of typical of Raymond Gross. What a quarterback he is.
Two receivers way out right side. Gross going to toss it wide. Joe Ross this side of the field. Can he get by a man? 35, 30, still powering, 25. And he's down near the 20-yard line of Stephen F. Austin for another Georgia Southern first down, and some good blocking outside. Brad Bernard had to really hold his block there.
Now remember, this is a totally different kind of option from what Georgia Southern conventionally runs. Normally they fake the Ross inside or hand to him. This time Ross is running the pitch pattern, and so they get an extra blocker out there. The quarterback takes the ball, runs straight at the corner, this time at an All-American end, who is actually a safety man. When he took Gross, he made the pitch, and we got the first down all the way to the 20.
Thompson comes back in the ball game. Gross rolling to the left himself. They want to cut it up. He's in big traffic. Cuts it now back to the right side of the field. He cuts it to the middle of the field and gets 1 yard maybe to the 20-yard line. Well, that's a play where you can get everybody hurt running back and forth.
Boy, that's the kind of play, though, that he might break to the goal line. That time, somehow or another, he got it back to the line of scrimmage, which was a great run. He just ran out of anything to do with the ball. It was an option to the left. No place to go. He reversed himself and went back to the middle. It is 2nd and 10.
6 minutes and 6 seconds, clock running. Second quarter, we're at a 14-14 tie. Second down and 9 at the 20-yard line of Stephen F. Austin. Gross spinning inside, still has the ball, going to toss it wide. Carl Miller needs a block. He goes to the 15, and he fights inside the 15. He's near the 13-yard line of the Lumberjacks. He'll bring it up third down and short. They've got to get to about the 10.5-yard line to get a first down.
That time, that was very interesting. They took Ross out and put him in that same position to run the play that Ross ran so well a couple of times on this drive, which is just the tailback taking the pitch on the option. They're trying to get speed in that position. Now, if it goes into the game, you'd expect that he's going to drive it up the middle and be a blocker if you're trying to guess with him. So it's 3rd down and short.
3rd down call. Motion right side. Gross coming that way. Going to toss it wide to Ernest Thompson. He's trying to stop and go upfield, and he's not going to make the 1st down. No siree. Whitmore came up and knocked him down.
Boy, of all the people I have to run that against, you run it against one of the best players in the United States. He is playing a defensive end in this game, and that time, E.T. just could not get away from him. It's 4th down and 2, and the kicking team is coming on the field.
Yeah, the crowd would like him to go for it, but you got to try to put up points here now. It's not going to be an easy kick from the right side hash mark. He's got a tough angle here. Mike Dowis to try to bring this back. It'll be a 30-yard effort. Terry Harvin to place it down. Waiting for the snap. Ball placed down. The kick is up, has plenty of distance. The kick is good. Your score, Georgia Southern 17. Stephen F. Austin 14. 4:27 to go in the half. And we'll break 60 seconds for local words on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. And so everybody's nice and cold. They want to stand up and holler today. David Kuhl will kick it off this time. Right to left as we look at it. His first kick this direction. With 4:27 to go in the half. Here's the kick, not very deep. Going to the left side, and it's caught at the 15. Cutting back to the 20, 25, and 28-yard line. And that is where Eric Gaines will take it upfield, and down he goes.
They're beating us on the kickoffs, obviously, by getting him out to the 27, 28-yard line, but that's pretty good coverage. It was a good high kick to the left. What you are concerned about is if when Georgia Southern had the ball last, they got a field goal. When Stephen F. Austin had it last, they had a long touchdown drive. So Georgia Southern has really got to make some adjustments defensively to stop this passer. The guy is awful good when he can stand back there and just pick out who he's going to throw to.
It's the best pass blocking we've seen from anybody. And Hamill is straight back to throw again. All kind of time. Now he gets hit. He still throws man open, makes the catch. He does for a 1st down up at the 41-yard line. We had pretty good pressure that time, and Pat Jackson came out of his pattern and came back and got the ball.
That's the best throw he's made because he stood in there really too long, and finally the protection broke down, and as he was being hit, he rifled the ball to a guy crossing across the field, and that's what's so hard to cover, the crossing patterns. That time he came from right to left. He made a 1st down out of it, and they've moved out past the 40 to the 41-yard line, their own 41.
This boy is setting some passing yardage all over the place today, especially in the 2nd quarter. It's been his quarter so far. He's back to throw on 1st down. Instead, they want to draw a play. Larry Centers cuts it back, 45, 46-yard line, and he just gets almost 5 yards on the carry. Unofficially, let's see, we had in the 1st quarter Hamill for 65 yards. What do you got him in the game now, though?
We got him 8 of 19 for 144 yards now with 3 interceptions.
All right, 144 yards already passing here in the 1st half for Todd Hamill, 17-14. Georgia Southern is leading. The clock moves with 3:28 left to go in the 1st half. Both teams have all their timeouts. And the way this guy moves the ball down the field, that's plenty of time. 2nd down and about 6. He's straight back to throw again. Chases on, he gets hit as he throws, and it's incomplete at the 45-yard line. And that time we had a better rush from Bussaletti and Gift Smith.
Well, that time, you got to remember now that there's 5 defenders and there's 4 rushers plus a back normally back there to help protect. That time the rush was excellent. When you just have 4 guys going against that kind of protection, that was a good rush. He had to force it a little bit. And when that happens, then all those guys playing 7 of them playing pass defense really come into the picture. Ball tipped that time. You always have a chance to get it. It'll be 3rd down and 6, I believe. The ball is just past the 45-yard line.
They've been making some big 3rd down plays. Here's one now. Later in this 1st half, Hamill straight back to throw. Looking, zips, and it is incomplete at the 28-yard line of Georgia Southern. Again, he tried to go to Jackson. That ball a little underthrown.
Boy, let's say again, though, Pat Jackson is only 5'8", 165. Where he went for the ball and really got both hands on it was the Georgia Southern 25. Had he caught that, obviously an easy 1st down, and then they'd been in scoring territory. Now they're going to have to kick it.
He hasn't had to punt since the early part of the ball game. Here's the snap back. Boom, blocks it! It's on the ground again. He's going to try to pick it up. He juggles. It's on the ground. And Georgia Southern's going to get it at the 27-yard line. Randall Boone just stuck out his body as far as he could, and he blocked the kick. Wow.
I tell you, if you want to make a picture, if you want to take teach somebody how to block a punt, that's what everybody talks about. You have to go for a certain spot on the field. A lot of guys go too close to the kicker. They'll kick under him or they'll rough the kicker. That was perfect execution of individual ability. That was a super play. They couldn't get it off. He had a chance to kick it because he got it back, but they kept rushing him. And now Georgia Southern has super field position.
From the 27, Gross spins to the right side, still has the ball, cuts it back, he'll get hit, and he'll get dropped. Well, they are staying home and making some key plays, and let's give credit where credit is due, because that time Russell Jocelyn, the free safety, came up and made the stop, and their safeties are making a lot of these tackles.
That's an excellent play, and what you have to think is that with the safeties coming up like that, Georgia Southern can throw back, start the option left, throw back to the slot back on the right side. Those kind of passes might be awful good against this team.
Second down, no gain on the play. Gross spins one way, now goes to the left side, looking to step up field in big traffic again, and he has to go down and lose a yard back at the 28-yard line.
He's been able to hit the seam so many times today already, and on those two plays, they just cut him off. It looked like he could have made the pitch, but you got to remember that when you're handling the football, you have to make that decision totally. You never second-guess a quarterback on not pitching. You might tell him, well, you could have pitched it, but you don't ever want to tell him that he's got to pitch the ball. Gross is playing a good game. It's 3rd and 10. This is an awful big play now.
Sorrell way out right side, Donnie Allen left side. Raymond fakes, still has the ball. He's dropping back to throw, looking for Donnie Allen, lofts it left side. He caught it, first down. He's inside the 15-yard line. It's first down, Eagles. He came back. That was a perfect throw where nobody else could get it.
Now that's what we had hoped we might see when we were talking about a minute ago. When he goes right and throws back, it's one-on-one. That was a perfect pattern. Allen went down, make a break to the inside, and turn back to the outside. Ball's right on the money. Boy, I'm telling you, that is perfect. That is perfect. First down inside of the 15 to the 14-yard line.
1:44 left to go here in the first half. Georgia Southern just inside the Lumberjack 15-yard line. Give it to Joe Ross, and Joe Ross straight ahead, and he's down near the 10-11-yard line.
I tell you, that's what's so good about Joe Ross. He doesn't look like he got a bad knee there. Most people say, well, that's just a few yards. That's a big old 4 yards, almost 4 yards, and it puts it at the 10 or right at the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Clock is moving, 1:22 and running, and the Eagles take a timeout right here. Timeout, 1:20 to go in the first half. Georgia Southern 17, Stephen F. Austin 14. We'll break 60 seconds for local words on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Halftime.
Boy, this is so important right now. 1:20, second down, 6.
Just outside the 10. Gross still has the ball. Going to cut it upfield, stumbles and gets dragged down as he goes to about the 8-yard line. James Cobb came up and made the hit on Gross at about the 8. It's 3rd down for the Eagles.
Okay, he picks up about 2.5. They call timeout again. I think that's really smart. They have really got to make this thing happen now.
Well, we have a timeout on the field with 1:07 to go in the half. 17-14. Georgia Southern leading. Let's break 60 seconds. Let's see what the Eagles call. From the 8.5, Gross spins to his right side. Going to toss it wide. Joe Ross drops the football. It's loose on the ground. Stephen F. Austin tried to get it back. The Eagles may have recovered back at the 20-yard line.
Well, they went with the pitch to the tailback, which is a play that has been awful good early in the game with Ross running it. But that time, the pitch was not very good. He got hit just as it got to him. The ball was loose. They looked like they had it, and then all of a sudden, Gross came up with it. They're going to try a field goal, and they're going to mark the ball down at the 27-yard line on the right hash mark.
Little surprise Stephen F. Austin didn't call a timeout here to give themselves some time here before the first half ends, no matter what happens on the kick. 37-yard effort. The kick is up, spinning, and it's up, and it is good. 37-yard effort that time by Mike Dowis is good. 21 seconds left to go in the half. Georgia Southern 20, Stephen F. Austin 14. We'll keep it right here now as they're not going to take the TV break here. They'll just use the normal set here. And let's remind you now at halftime, while the folks here will have a big halftime pageantry to see. Entertainer Lee Greenwood is on hand. They're supposed to have all these magnolias that they have in the end zone. popping up on the people here. We've got 700 band members ready to perform. We'll have some halftime activities for you right here. And if you can stay with us after the game, we will have the post-game comments from the Lupton building. But Stephen F. Austin now has held off twice here, Frank, and they're going to have to feel pretty good with the score 20-14.
Absolutely. If you're away from home and you come out of it like this, and of course they're going to have enough time to throw the ball maybe 3 times, depending on what happens on this kickoff. It won't take much time off the clock. They can do a lot of things in a short period of time. They have got 3 timeouts left, I believe. So there's no telling how many plays a passing team could get off. Let's say it's 6 seconds a shot. They could get 3 or 4 plays off. You got to be awful good to do that, but that's the kind of offense they have. Georgia Southern needs to keep this kickoff in the field and then make the tackle deep.
All right, we await the kickoff from David Kuhl. And he kicks a line drive. It will bounce down to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30, and to the 35-yard line is where Stephen F. Austin goes down there. As Robert Jones brings it back, and it ran the clock all the way down to 12 seconds left to go in the first half.
That's what you're hoping for, but unfortunately that thing took an odd bounce right into the receiver's hand, and he got a good run on it and got it back to the 35. 12 seconds to go. They got 3 timeouts, remember, and Georgia Southern is going to have to play very loose, so it means they should be able to pick up at least a completion or 2.
Let's see how Todd Hamill plays it from his 35-yard line. He's dropping straight back to throw. Looks over the middle and zips. It's caught. There's Bradford. Look out if he gets by one more. He's down to the Georgia Southern 35-yard line with 5 seconds to go. Here in the first half, he can now make a throw to the goal line.
Okay, what they did then was just drop straight back through a crossing pattern in the middle because they did not even attempt to go outside. That surprised me a little bit. He's wide open, though. He catches it and is tackled at the 36. There are 5 seconds to go.
They're going to try a long field goal. Rawlinson has a good leg. And instead of trying another pass to the end zone, they're going to line up here apparently to try a 53-yard field goal attempt. Now, this guy can drill him. I need to check and see just how far he's gone this season with the kicks. He's a barefooted kicker. Let's see, Rawlinson this year is 1 of 4 over 50 yards. This would be a 53-yard effort.
Looks like the wind is helping him a little bit right now, almost behind him. Directly according to the flags.
So Stephen F. tries to get 3 points back right here. Ball placed down. Here's Rawlinson's kick. It's up, and it is going to be good right at halftime. What a big break for Stephen F. Austin. They came right back down the field with 3 more points. So what a first half it's been, and what a momentum changer we apparently have seen here in this first half.
Boy, what a momentum changer right then. They took the ball when it was 20 to 14. It looked like Georgia Southern would go out feeling pretty good. They take the ball, throw 1 pass, kick a 53-yard field goal, and suddenly the game is back to 3 points. I would have to say that they would feel like that they are really in control of the football game the way they've been moving it.
All right, we have come to halftime with your score, Georgia Southern. But we've been to Tacoma, Washington twice. We've been to Pocatello, Idaho, and Pocatello tried to do as good a job, I thought, as they could do last year. And we had a nice time going out there. But this week, the last 3 days here, this has been quite a presentation by the committee to put on this championship game for the first of 3 years.
I think so, and Bucky Wagner, as the director of all of it, has just done a magnificent job, and my hat's off to him because there's so many details. And now we're getting ready to play the most important half of football that this institution has ever been faced with. They got a 3-point lead. It does appear to me, Nate, that Georgia Southern's going to have to be able to run the ball inside some, and the throwback pass would seem to me would be a key priority, but they do need to establish something running inside. They're getting on the corners well with the quarterback particularly, and a couple of pitches, but Georgia Southern has really got their hands full, and we'll see what kind of adjustments they make to a very rugged defense. If we talk about their offense, their defense has been awesome.
And again, Ernest Thompson, who has not done most of the kickoff returns this season, is set to return the kick from the 5-yard line. Let's see if the Eagles can get some momentum back in this third quarter. And here is Chuck Rawlinson's kickoff. A low line drive, tough to field. Watch the hop here. It bounces away from Thompson. It's still loose. He picks it up on the 5-yard line, and down he goes there. Stephen F. Austin has it work perfectly for them, and Georgia Southern is in a tremendous hole.
Boy, that happens sometimes when you change your alignment back there, and the ball just sort of scooted around, and he could not get his hand on it. Boy, that is really tough. They've got 95 yards of gridiron in front of them to get to the goal line. They're going to be lined up with Ross actually standing right at the goal line. The ball's on the 5.
So the Eagles get the ball first, but they'll start from their own 5-yard line. Joe Ross lined up 5 yards behind Raymond Gross. Gross keeps it inside to Joe Ross, and he fights for a couple of tough yards, and that's it. As they push him backwards behind the line of scrimmage, he'll get forward progress to near the 8-yard line. He'll get almost 3.
You know, they just got to get the inside game going. That time they came up a little short with it. It actually, when they finally got it marked, is only about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. So the ball is on the 8-yard line.
And Darrell Hopkins very late coming in here with the play, and he's got a long way to get it to the far side. Ernest Thompson checks out of the lineup. It's 2nd down and almost 8. Motion one way. Gross drops the football, and he has to fall on the ball on the 3-yard line. Well, folks, I've said it all week long. Everybody asked me, what do you think? What do you think? And I said, if we don't drop the football and put it on the ground, the Eagles have a great chance. But we have put the football on the ground much more today than we have throughout the season.
It's going to be 3rd and 12. He just came away without it. The ball just shot up in the air. That's exactly what looked like happened to Stephen F. Austin when they had their first possession. But now the ball is just outside of the 3-yard line.
3rd down call. Raymond still has it. He's back to throw. Looking deep. Going to go for Sorrell. It's hanging up there. Sorrell trying to get it.
That's
and it's incomplete at the 47-yard line. The stadium wanted interference, but there's not going to be a call.
Ooh, number 31 just used his right arm to push off the receiver all the way, but no call. 2 receivers all over it, and they did not call it, so Georgia Southern is going to have to punt, and the punter is lined up just a step inside of the end zone.
Snap back, no rush. Harvin kicks it away, and it hangs up there near midfield. Fields will back up at his 49, go to the 50, and down he'll go at the 47-yard line. And Fields is down at the Georgia Southern 47-yard line. Harvin gets it out. A pretty good punt, though, Hugh.
He got 48 yards out of it.
Boy, that is an outstanding kick. He was lined up just a step inside of the end zone. He really laced that football past the 50, and they had good coverage on it. But all of a sudden now, Stephen F. Austin is in Georgia Southern territory.
Timeout on the field. 13:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. Georgia Southern 20. Stephen F. Austin 17 will. So the Eagles had to go 1-2-3 kick. 13:25 to go, 3rd quarter, and now Stephen F. Austin is 47 yards away from a chance at taking the lead. And obviously, when they're on the football field, no matter where they've been today, Frank, they have not been afraid to throw it.
They have not, and you don't want to come out at the half and mishandle a kickoff and then mishandle a snap and have to kick it like this. It was a good punt, but the ball is 1st down at the Georgia Southern 47, directly in the middle of the field.
Todd Hamill at quarterback. Larry Centers behind him. He'll go to Centers, who bangs the left side of the 40. Still going. 1st down at the Georgia Southern 34-yard line.
Boy, he just went straight off left tackle like a shot, made a great cut at about the 37-yard line, and got inside of the 35 to the 34-yard line. He, again, is an excellent runner, and he has already, I think, caught a touchdown pass. Larry Centers, number 37. Senior, really good player.
1st down call as they ran it on 1st down and ran it for a big gainer. He goes again to Centers. Centers cuts back to the right to the 30, 25-yard line. He's close to another 1st down.
Now that's a counter play that they ran a few minutes ago when Whitley came up and made such a great stop for no gain as a loss on the play. But that time it's a counter left. The tackle and guard pull out to the right, and they're going to have to measure to see if they haven't made another 1st down.
Let's get a station break in now and pause 10 seconds for a station ID on this, the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
The radio station where eagles soar.
WMCD Statesboro. WWNS.
And it is enough for a lumberjack first down at the Eagles' 24-yard line. Larry Centers has taken them from the 47 in 2 plays down to the 24-yard line. The big receiver, Bradford, left side of the field. 1 back behind Hamill. The Eagles have not been able to get any pressure on him at all. He runs to Centers this time, and he's hit behind the line as Steve Busceletti comes through and makes the stop.
That time they lined up with a tight end to the wide side of the field, tried the fullback back off right guard. You know, he's got that great stop and go action, but that time when he put the brakes on, he was met right behind the line of scrimmage, and that's the first loss of the second half. 2 first downs on 2 plays before that. 1 a slant off tackle, 1 a counter. Finally a 2nd down and 13. Ball's on the right hash at about the 27.
Clock at 12:20, 3rd quarter. Georgia Southern clinging now to a 20-17 lead. Split backs behind Hamill. The Eagles come with the outside rush. Hamill's going to be chased out of the pocket. He gets away from one. He goes down. There's the first sack of the ball game as Boone came from the outside and made that play happen.
You know, it's the first all-out blitz that they've had today with Boone coming off the left corner. Nobody touched him. I'm really surprised about that. Somebody should have come out of the line. Nobody did. He came straight as a shot. The quarterback ducked under him, almost got away, but there's a big loss, and it moves it back to the 36. He was off the left side, the short side of the field, just came straight after him.
All right, it's 3rd down for the Lumberjacks. And long. They've got to get to the Georgia Southern 14-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Hamill straight back to throw. Plenty of time. Zips it left side. It's caught and dropped. Centers had it and dropped it at the 30-yard line. It's 4th down. And let's see if they'll try even a further field goal from here. They tried one earlier and made it from 54 yards.
Well, they're not taking anybody out. It looks to me like they might be going to go for it from here. What happened that time was Centers, who is the leading rusher and the leading pass receiver, was wide open out in the flat. He tried to run with it before he caught it. At the last second, they're going to put a team in. There's 20 seconds, 19 seconds, 18 seconds. They don't have a whole lot of time. The field goal is going to be kicked from the 42.5-yard line, right hash mark. This is a 52.5-yarder if he makes it.
This to tie the game up. 53-yard effort by Chuck Rawlinson. Ball placed down. The kick is up. It has plenty of distance. This kick is good. We're tied 20-20. 54-yard field goal before. 53-yard field goal now. 11:19 to go in the 3rd quarter. 20-20 tie in the championship game. And we'll break 60 seconds for local.
Just did it again. 2 53-yarders in one day.
All right, here is the Chuck Rawlinson kickoff from the far side hash mark. Here we go. This one is up in the air. Thompson comes up at his 12, 15, 20, 25, 30, and dives across the 30. Almost scooted over everybody that time, but he's out to the 33, 34-yard line.
Well, Thompson's not the kind of guy that can maybe break it all the way, but he's strong and tough, and that's an excellent return. Gives Georgia Southern great field position compared to what they started this half with when they were backed up to the 5. So it's 1st down at the 33.5-yard line, middle of the field.
Joe Ross, the fullback, behind Raymond Gross. Donnie Allen, left side, motion with Carl Miller. They give it inside, and Joe Ross just gets a couple as he comes across the 35, about 3, as he pops on out to the 37-yard line.
Joe still looks a little hesitant to me. That's just the first phase of the option, but they're running a 50 defense, which is the eagle on the weak side and on the strong set, just a regular set. They've got the All-American player playing on the line of scrimmage, and so he's always to the wide side of the field, and he's played a big part in this game. Georgia Southern's going to try to attack the weak side, I believe.
2nd down and 7. Give it inside again to Ross. Spins off one man, gets a couple of yards out across the 40, near the 41. Got about 3 more. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 3. Well, we got a gentleman in the booth today I guess you worked for a few years ago who has gone on now to television while you've gone into radio.
That's right. Vince Dooley is here. We're really happy to have him. Vince knows what to do about throwing the football.
I know that. This throwing the football is driving him crazy, I'm sure. All right, it's 3rd down. Need almost 4. Gross is back to throw, rolling to his right, looking to step up and zip. Sorrell is there. It's over his head. Incomplete. It's 4th down, and Georgia Southern's got to kick.
Boy, Sorrell ran a great pattern. He made a little fake to the inside like he's going on a post, came back outside. The ball just overthrown. He's wide open out there. that's one of the things that I think Whitmore has a little trouble with. He is playing on the line. He's normally a strong safety or weak side safety. Now it looks like they're going to have an all-out rush, but they don't. They got the return on.
And Harvin's able to get a high floater. Fields calls fair catch and makes it at the Stephen F. Austin 21-yard line. Clock is stopped with 10 minutes and 1 second to go, third quarter. We're all tied in the championship game at 20-20.
You know, this is quite different now. Georgia Southern traditionally has been able to answer points with points. This time it's 3 downs and out. Even though they got a good kick, good coverage, they're at the 21-yard line, and as we talked about this earlier, I honestly think a good passer would just as soon be there as anywhere on the field. Gives him a little more room to throw into.
The Lumberjacks have caught the Eagles after trailing early 14-0. From their 20-yard line, he'll go to Larry Centers. He looks for an opening, and he scoots for 5-6 yards. When he gets that first crack at the line of scrimmage, he can pop through as quick for 5 yards as anybody we've seen all year.
You're right, and he's got the great stops. I mentioned earlier that he kind of runs like Barry Sanders, the Oklahoma guy, Oklahoma State, whatever it was. But anyway, he can get both feet on the ground and keep his numbers toward the goal line and laterally move as good as anybody I've seen. He got more speed, he told me. He told me he ran a 4.7. He's faster than that, I think.
Second down and about 5 from the 26-yard line. Try him again. This time he gets stopped in the backfield as we pushed one of his blockers right back into him. Centers had nowhere to go. He may have fallen forward for about a half a yard as we came up on the left corner that time. Bussaletti, Hendricks, and Whitley, and pushed everybody into Larry Centers that time for about a half a yard gain.
I tell you what, that's a super defensive play. You got to line up in there, play foot to foot to do that. And as you said, he just met the blockers and took him on right at the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 5, ball on the right hash at the 26.
Will expect to throw. He's got 4 receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Centers behind him. He fakes. He has the ball. Center still has the ball. He's fighting for the first down. And what kind of a spot will they give him? I don't think he got it.
He's going to come up short. Hey, that's the play that I don't understand that they don't run more of. They've only run the real draw twice. That's the second time. That's a heck of a play when you got a good passer. It was a good handoff that time. I think he shot, the way I look at it, he shot at least a half a yard or more. Hey, I hope I'm right for once about these marks. But at any rate, it's going to be 3rd and short, I'm pretty sure. I can't imagine them not doing anything but kicking. On the other hand, they might do it.
They will bring out
I have
the
a coach up here on my left shoulder who would say what to do. I know what we'd do. We wouldn't even talk about it. We'd kick the dadgum thing.
They're going to miss it by about a foot.
Quarterback comes back on the field. Guess what they're going to do? They're going after it.
It's 4th down and a foot to go, and Stephen F. Austin says we're going for it.
Hey, I'll say this up front. That's not a good call. Not in this kind of a football game. Let's see what they do. They might eat us up.
Now, he believes he can make a foot, even on this side of the field. 20-20 tie in the championship game.
Why did the clock just start? I don't understand that exactly. But at any rate, it just did. It's 4th and a foot.
Last time they went with a quarterback sneak. Hamill keeps it himself. He'll get the first down, I believe. Barely. He just cut off the right guard and got it, I believe.
He got it by the length of the ball. You're right. He really had to kind of bounce to the outside. Now it becomes a great call. You know, you still got the football. But in a game like this, with the control that it appeared to me that they had of the football game, I'm a little surprised. Obviously, that's the reason I'm calling the game up here, and he's running it over there making a lot of money. Hey, that's the way you get fired, too, though, isn't it, Coach? First down. Good play. Good call.
First down, Lumberjacks at their 31-yard line. Hamill goes to Centers. Centers trying to bounce outside. This time gets contained. He stretches out to about the 35, 36-yard line. He gets about 3 or 4 more.
That's the play they broke earlier in this quarter for a first down on first down. It's a counter play where the quarterback starts to his left. The tailback takes a delay step left, comes back. The guard and tackle pull to the right. They got some big, big folks pulling. They're about as big as anybody that we have seen up front offensively. But the defense stopped it pretty good, about a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
And we've got somebody shaken up on the play. Is that Gift Smith? Not Steve Bussaletti, but Gift Smith, number 95, is shaken up on the play, and he has to leave.
I tell you, Gift Smith is one of the real heroes of this defense. He is a heck of a football player. Georgia Southern really needs him. He has to be on the field for them to contain the passer.
So number 92, Jack Harris, a junior defensive end from Miami, who doesn't get to play a lot, is in there now at left defensive end. 2nd down and 6 from the 35-yard line. Hamill with 3 receivers left side of the field. He's back to throw. He looks deep left side. He's got a receiver, and he overshot him at the Georgia Southern 40-yard line.
See, that's what scares me to death. He read the coverage that time, checked it to a man pass. Now it's just a foot race. He throws that good, the guy scores. That's about how simple that is. When you have a good passer, I've said this before, even when we were at Georgia, didn't throw the ball much, we love for somebody to play man coverage because you always got a chance if you can check to a pass in. It's one-on-one. They have one guy hook up over there. That eliminated the corner. It's a foot race with the safety man. He overthrew it. Thank goodness. It's 3rd down now and about 6.
All right, Stephen F. Austin has made a lot of big 3rd down conversions. Here's one coming up now. Hamill fakes. He has the ball. The chase is on. He throws it up for grabs, and it is caught by Bradford at the 30-yard line. He's inside the Georgia Southern 30. He got rid of that ball just in time. We had the blitz on.
Good night. Again, it was in man coverage. They brought the corner. I guess that's Gibb Smith is back out there. He almost made the play. He didn't get him. He lays it out one-on-one, and he catches it running to it for a 1st down. That's how close you come to being able to stop somebody. Boy, have they made some 3rd down plays. Great throw, though, under real pressure.
Ball resting at the Georgia Southern 29-yard line. Stephen F. Austin with 7:17 to go in the 3rd quarter, trying to take the lead for the first time. 3 receivers right side of the field. They run delay play instead. They go to the 25. They go to the 22, 20-yard line, and a nice run by Anthony Landry.
I think that's the best running play they can run, and now they've run it 3 times, I think, in this half. I was wondering where it was. It's just a simple draw. It's not really a lead draw. It's just a straight draw because they don't have an extra back to lead him like great teams used to do, like Houston and people like that. They just hand it to him delayed as he goes back to pass. He went off right left tackle, picked up 9 yards, 2nd and a foot.
What a great spot for a gamble here. 2nd down. Instead, they give it inside. Larry centers to the 15. He's still fighting. He's still inside the 10-yard line. It's goal to go for the Lumberjacks.
Well, I haven't seen a back in a long time. He reminds me of Joe Ross, the guy we've got here, but he runs so straight to the goal line, and he does the lateral stuff with his feet. He is an excellent runner, not a power runner, just a great finesse runner, and he can, but by staying balanced to the goal line, he has strength. He's moved it inside the 10 to the 9.5, 1st down. They'll have to score. They cannot make a 1st down from here.
1st and goal inside the Georgia Southern 10-yard line. And he tries centers again. He gets hit at the 8 and pushed back this time as the middle of the Georgia Southern defense would not let him get away. Underneath the pile, let's see, we had Darrell Hendricks up on top there. And Taz Dixon came in there also that time.
Dixon made a great effort up on the line then. That's what we're talking about right there, I think, Nate. This kind of running, that's not exactly what his forte is. He's not that good just powering up there. They made him pretty much head up that time. He might have gained a yard. The ball's at the 8.
5:40 to go, 3rd quarter, clock running. 2nd and goal just inside the Georgia Southern 8-yard line. The Lumberjacks put motion right side of the field. Hamill wants to throw it that way. He zips in the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown. Bradford about 8 yards deep in the end zone, right at his shoe tops, catches it, and the Lumberjacks have just taken a 26-20 lead.
Okay, that's the play that they tried to run early in the game. It's an option play where the quarterback comes down the line. He's got the option to throw a pitch. So far today, he's tried to pitch it. Today, he rifles it in there right on the ground. That's a heck of a catch for a touchdown. That's a play similar to what Georgia Southern ran last week to E.T.
Chuck Rawlinson to try the extra point. Fields to hold. The barefooted kicker. A long count. Ball placed down. The kick is up, and it is good. 27-20. The Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin have taken the lead. And we'll break 60 seconds for local words on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Here in the 3rd quarter of this football game that has completely turned around, and it's now Stephen F. Austin with a 7-point lead, 27-20. Let's see if we can find Bill Price, who's been our man in the stands, for an update. Bill?
I was down in the southeast corner of the end zone, and I saw the pass play, and Hamill didn't get any pressure, and there was just a good mix of offensive play calling, and now we're going to see what this Eagle team is made of. They're down. They've been scored on in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if the good teams can come back and produce Georgia Southern style.
27-20, the Lumberjacks have come back from a 14-0 deficit, and they have pretty much taken the crowd, I don't want to say out of the game totally, because they'll be making plenty of noise now. I don't think it's as big a factor for them anymore.
No, it really isn't. We talked about that earlier. When the kickoff comes, the crowd is, you talk about it a lot, but they don't make that much difference. It helps to have them here. They need to get behind Georgia Southern right now. But here's the other thing. It's 5 minutes to go, 5.5 minutes to go in this quarter. There's a long, long afternoon of football left, and Georgia Southern has scored a lot of points themselves in the third quarter. They need to do it now, and I think they'll do it.
Rawlinson moves forward. Here's his kickoff. Again, a tough one to field. And Thompson has it hit off his hands, and he picks it up at the 5-yard line. To the 10, he's going down at the 13-yard line. That's the difference here in this third quarter now. Field position once again.
If you think back to when Georgia Southern kicked off like that in the first half, the same kick, took one bounce, the guy caught it just dead into his chest. This time it bounces a little higher, has to mess around with it a little bit, gets no return out of it. And Georgia Southern is backed up inside of their own 15. About the 13.5-yard line, saw it on the right hash mark.
Going to try to go with Joe Ross as the fullback from the 13. Raymond gives it straight ahead, and Ross will pound out across the 15-yard line and out across the 16 to the 17-yard line.
The defensive front has not changed at all. The difference in the way they're playing it, though, is that they are walked up really tight. Linebackers are up almost in the line of scrimmage. As an Eagle linebacker playing over a tackle, it's only a yard off the ball. The weak side linebacker is the strong side linebacker is really right up on the line, too.
Second down and 7. Gross going to turn it to the left. Can he come upfield? Going to keep it himself? Take a couple of yards to about the 20-yard line. Just across the 20-yard line, and now it's a third down Georgia Southern, and they'll need about 3, a long 3.
You need a lot of patience to run the offense like they're running it. It's a counter option. When he comes back to the short side of the field, the pursuit is really getting him from inside out. But he picked up about 3. It's 3rd and 3 now. Ball's on the left hash at the 21. You get tired of saying it, but boy, third down is a big one right now.
Gross is pulling back to throw. Looking right side, Zips. First down, 30, 35, Sorrell. Still going 40. Whitmore finally pushes him down at the Georgia Southern 40-yard line.
It's really surprising. The corners have been playing man coverage all day long. That's the reason they ran off and let them score touchdowns a little while ago. You run a hitch pattern like that, you would really think in man coverage that you could get back on it a little quicker. That was a long throw. It was a perfect throw. It was about a 4 or 5-yard hitch hook for a first down. The ball's on the right hash at the 40. Gross really let it go on that one.
The Eagles trail it by 7 as Raymond pulling back to his left to throw again. Zips it left side. Donnie Allen dives for it and makes the catch at the Stephen F. Austin 47.
Donnie Allen is one of the most underrated football players in the world. He's not got great speed. He's not a great big strong guy, but he is a real football player. That was a heck of a catch. A similar pattern, a straight hook outside. He dives for the ball. The ball is a little bit overthrown, but he made the catch. First down inside of their 50 to the 46.
Gross goes inside to Joe Ross. Nothing much, just a couple of yards from the 47 to about the 45-yard line, maybe 2. It's second down and 8. Looked like almost a straight-ahead handoff.
It is, and I'm not sure that's the option. I think that might be just one-on-one blocking. Ross is not really striking the line of scrimmage like he usually does. You know he's got a bad knee. You know he's going to be operated on Monday or Tuesday sometime. But he picks up 2. The ball's in the middle of the field across the 45.
Donnie Allen to the left. Terrence Sorrell to the right side of the field. Carl Miller in motion left side. Gross is back to throw. Chased out of the pocket. In big trouble. Trying to get away from everybody. And down he goes. He takes a big loss at the 44-yard line.
Boy, they just penetrated the line of scrimmage. When he tried to pull up, there was somebody right in his face. He tried to reverse it out and couldn't get away. Normally, he gives a lot of ground and gets on the run. That time, he sort of got caught up in there, couldn't get away from anybody. That is a tremendous loss. That really hurts. It backs them inside their own territory to the 44. So now it's going to be third down and 20, or nearly 20. Not quite that much, about 17 or 18.
Got to get a first down to their 37-yard line. 2:40 to go, third quarter. 27-20. Stephen F. Austin leading in this championship game. Gross is straight back to throw. He's looking, going to throw it to the right sideline. A penalty flag is down. Sorrell makes the catch. No, they say he was out of bounds. And let's see what all these flags are about on the far side.
Boy, I'll tell you, they just invited it then. The corners walked up on the line of scrimmage to cover the wideouts.
We'll wait for the official signal here. Do we get interference? We get a defensive holding on Stephen F. Austin.
It's a big play, but they were playing man coverage. He tried to shuck him over there on the corner and just grabbed him is what happened. Back here on the short side would have been a great place to throw back because the corner was lined up 1.5 yards off the ball. Anytime Gross can see that, they've got a chance to go deep or out or anywhere as long as he's got time to throw.
Carl Miller was running straight down the field that time. He did not have a chance really to look and throw a straight pattern down towards the goal line. It should spot it, I guess, 10 yards from the 44-yard line.
I've never seen officials take quite as long as these guys have to make simple kind of calls. This is taking forever. It's a 10-yard penalty. The ball's going to be at the 46-yard line. It's going to be third down again, about 10.
It's an automatic first down.
Automatic first down, that's
with
right.
Defensive holding.
So, biggest play that you could ask for. I mean, that's like getting a touchdown almost. First down in their territory at the 46.
Donnie Allen, left side of the field. Terrence Sorrell, right side of the field. We keep it inside. And Joe Ross is not going too far today at all as he only gets a couple from the 45 to the 43-yard line. We keep going that same play.
Well, they got to run that play because that's the key to the offense. Normally it's going to be 2nd and 6. It's now 2nd and 8. That's the way it's been all day long. And that puts them behind, no question about it.
Their big number 95, Greg Owens, big as being wide, has certainly made a lot of stops inside here and clogged it up. 2nd and 8. Raymond's back to throw. Gets hit as he throws, and the ball goes flying. He got buried by Whitmore, who came through that time and knocked him down at the 47-yard line. He pats him on the head.
I tell you, that guy is 6 foot 231, told me that he ran a 4.37, and he plays defensive end against Georgia Southern. Can you believe that? Anyway, on the straight out hooks, he runs about an 8-yard hook. He is absolutely wide open if he can just get the ball to him. He sailed it over his head that time 3 or 4 feet. Third down and 8. A critical play. They really need to come up with it. Now look at the corners. They're playing them right on top of them, especially on the short side of the field.
Gross pulls back to his right to throw. Going to zip it right side. Reception. First down. Sorrell inside the 35 to the 33-yard line of Stephen F. Austin.
No question about it now. That's a perfect throw. He's throwing it to the strong side. It seems to me like that maybe they would be better off trying to come back weak side a little bit. But still, that is a great throw and catch, a straight hook pattern, enough for the first down, moves the ball to the 33, right hash mark.
Donnie Allen wide left side of the field. That's the wide side of the field. Sorrell to the short side of the field, the right side. Carl Miller in motion. They give it straight ahead. Joe Ross steps over one and goes diving down to the 25-yard line. That looked like a little vintage Joe Ross there.
Now, that's what I keep thinking might happen on the handoff inside. The pursuit is so quick to take the corners. The safety's gone. There's not anybody back there. Joe does what he used to do, catch himself on the ground with his hand. He's still running. That time, though, he picked up 8. He's got it second down. Now, this is the position you want to be in. The ball's on the 25, second down, 1.5 yards.
Thompson comes out as Darrell Hopkins, number 25, checks in. Gross still has the ball. Going to loft it left side for Donnie Allen. He overthrew him. Donnie Allen was turning inside. The throw was to his left outside.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect call. They've been walking up all over him. Donnie just makes a little move to the outside and breaks up the field. He is as open as you and I are. The ball is up and over, but it doesn't get to him. Again, if you watch the defensive secondary on the snap of the football, the safety people are just gone. They're playing like linebackers. It's third down now and 2.
Third down 2 at the 25. Got to get inside their 23. Gross puts motion left side. He gives it inside. Joe Ross breaks away 15. Joe Ross to the 10. And it's first down and goal to go. Georgia Southern. They just blew up in the middle finally.
All right, couldn't come at a better time. We just talked about where the safety men are. The safety man that time was getting ready to take the pitch man out here on the right. So if you clear the linebacker, you're to the goal line almost. A great run. He kept his balance and dove up there to the 10. First down. Hey, this sort of looks like Georgia Southern.
The ball on the nose of the 10-yard line. Motion left side. Give it inside to Joe Ross. He dives to the 5-yard line. He got 5 big yards on first down. It's second down and Gold from the 5.
Now, don't question about what that was. That was a definite handoff to the fullback, run against the grain. He cut it back to his right. I feel so good about it because I think that's exactly the way to attack these people is just what they're doing right now. They have it second down at the 5.
27-20, Stephen F. Austin is leading. Motion left side, Carl Miller. Give it inside to Joe Ross, and he dives down inside to the 3-yard line. It's third down coming up as the third quarter will come to an end. At the end of 3 quarters of play in the national championship game here in Statesboro, Georgia, it's the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks 27 and the Georgia Southern Eagles 20.
The best drive, of course, that Georgia Southern has had, but they have had a couple of key plays that have really helped them. One was the penalty for a first down.
Well, the stadium is standing up and cheering as they line up at the 3. They give it to Joe, and he dives. Touchdown! Joe Ross explodes through the middle, and Georgia Southern is within 1. It's 27-26.
I'll tell you who else exploded. The whole offensive line, the center, the 2 guards, the 2 tackles, they were off like shots. There's plenty of room to walk it in that time. Joe really hit it low. Great combination between the up front people and the fullback.
Mike Dallas for the big extra point try. The ball is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 27-27 tie. 14:57 to go in the fourth quarter of this championship game. And we're going to break 60 seconds for network messages on the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
America's meat and potatoes.
All right, we await the Georgia Southern kickoff. We've just started the fourth quarter. They've announced the crowd 25,725. Of course, a new Paulson Stadium and a new 1AA championship game record crowd. Here is the kickoff to about the 7-yard line. Fields to 15. Watch out, 20, 25, 30. Steps over people, and he's out to the 33-yard line. Excellent return.
Boy, they're really beating us on the kickoff returns because they just are being able to field the ball at about the 7-yard line and get it up until now to the 27 or 28. This time they get it to the 33. For a second, looked like he might break out of all of that. It will be first down at the 33, the right hash, and now the Georgia Southern defense has got to come and play.
The stadium is standing. Everybody standing all over the place. Fourth quarter, it's here. 33-yard line, Stephen F. First down, Todd Hamill back to throw again, all kind of time. Throws it short, hits a receiver, 35-yard line, and he gets a short gain on the play as Whitley comes up and knocks down Landry as he came out of the backfield.
That's what an excellent passer can do. Everybody was covered deep. There's a back that just floated out to the right. He was sort of a safety valve. When the quarterback realized he had nobody to go to, he tossed it to him. He picked up 4 yards, 2nd and 6 ball on the right hash at the 37.
Gain was about 4. Second down call, 2nd and 6 in the opening minute of the final quarter. 2 receivers left side. Now 3 to left side. Nobody behind the quarterback. Hamill straight back to throw. Being chased out of the pocket. Now he's going to run. He's got room. And he steps out of bounds after getting a first down.
I'll tell you what, I really think he stepped out short of the first down.
Well, he's very close to see what kind of a spot they're going to give him. He's putting the ball right where the marker is.
Boy, he's giving it to him, I guess, but it was right close.
Yeah, we finally got a chase on and got him out of the pocket, but he was able to run.
Hey, that surprised me, too. He looked like he had good speed. I didn't much think that he would be able to run with the football, but as soon as he realized he was in trouble, he reversed, took off to the right, and went for the first down. I thought he'd come up short, but when they measured it, he made it. And the ball now is out to the 43-yard line. There's 14 minutes and 5 seconds to go in this championship game. 27-27.
First down call at the 43-yard line. Hamill keeps it inside. Larry centers. Not going to go too far now as the Eagles crash in from the outside. Patrick Parr, number 90, was the first to get underneath and get him by the ankles, and he scoots to about the 45-yard line, a little shy of it.
I tell you, Kevin Whitley has really played well. He's playing on the line of scrimmage on that play. He stopped it twice. That's that play that they ran a little bit earlier for a first down on that drive for the touchdown in the third quarter, where the tailback just goes off right tackle with a lot of people leading him. Kevin just bowed down in there and made the play right on the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9. Now you hit a crowd.
Might as well stand up and holler for every play now, folks. This is it. Fourth quarter is here. Second down, Hamill running a fake. He's back to throw. Stumbles. Still has the football. Still has the football. Still has the football. He gets away, making a great run. He breaks away 45, and he's all the way down to the Georgia Southern 41-yard line for a Stephen F. Austin first down. That may be one of the biggest plays of this football game.
I tell you what, a play like that, one play like that could be the difference in this game. He stumbled and fell almost down on the ground at about the 34 or 5-yard line, and rambled around and rambled around and rambled around and made a first down up at the 41.5-yard line of Georgia Southern. Oh, my goodness, what a play.
And they're almost in field goal range. They just jumped offside, too. On the left side, as the tight end got a little anxious.
You know, that's the first play, a penalty like that, I believe, of the whole ball game.
Isn't that amazing?
It really is, because you know these people are uptight on both sides.
No procedure calls really to speak of. Not much offsides, this and that. We've had a couple of big holding calls on the defense or whatever. But, you know, surprisingly, there hasn't been an offensive holding call. As much pass protection as they have to do for him.
I've been thinking that all day long, that I would see a flag in there with one of those linemen, but they're so big, I guess, they don't really have to hold.
Southern, there are no penalties against Georgia Southern so far in the ball game. Only 5 against Stephen F. Austin.
As they say, they're letting them play. Remember, this guy has thrown for 5,000 yards this year. You know, he's done it every single week. It's not like somebody has really shut him down at all, and he's done it today.
He's gotten stronger in these playoffs, I guess. Georgia Southern's got their chance right now. He's getting ready to kick it off. E.T.'s back there at about the 8.
He's had trouble fielding the football here in the second half. Chuck Rawlinson moves forward, and here's his kick. High floater. Backs him up to the 6. Thompson, 10, 15, 20, 24-yard line as he dives upfield. And that is where Georgia Southern will start.
There's not much chance, as you think about it, of E.T. Thompson being able to break a long kickoff return, but he does get it out to the 24-yard line. The ball's in the middle of the field. Georgia Southern had an awful good drive for a touchdown this last time. Had to throw 2 real key passes to keep it going. Had a key penalty to keep it going.
First down, Eagles at their own 24-yard line, trailing in this championship game. Groves stops. He wants to stop and throw a deep pattern. Instead, he goes for the sideline, and Sorrell cannot come back and get it.
Boy, I really like the idea. He starts to his left. So
touchdown passes.
Out on the right. Sorrell's came from about the 23-yard line down to the 43. Kind of looked inside and came back to the outside. The ball was thrown a little bit outside of him. He was wide open, but it goes for naught. 2nd and 10.
Second down, Eagles. Donnie Allen way out left side. Spinning one way. Groves still has the ball. Going to toss it late. Carl Miller in big trouble. Gets away from one man, and down he'll go. No gain on the play. Maybe lost a half a yard.
Now, earlier in this, when they had the football, they attacked the middle and were able to establish some inside game. This time they've tried a pass and a pitch, and they end up 3rd down and 11.5.
Give Stephen F. Austin credit. They've done enough things to contain us at times today. Georgia Southern has made some mighty big plays.
David Whitmore has just gone off for at least a play. He's limping. He's been a big factor in the game. He's an intimidating defensive end on the strong side of the field. So he's over there kind of shaking his ankle for a play anyway.
Ernest Thompson comes out. Darrell Hopkins is in. And Gross is back to throw. Looking, being chased out of the pocket in big trouble. Big trouble. Throws it up for grabs. Anybody there? And it is incomplete. We were very lucky that one wasn't intercepted. That is not a good throw.
Boy, you're right. Gross was in deep trouble, came to his right, reversed his field a couple of times, threw the ball from behind about the 8-yard line all the way out to the 50. Everybody had a chance at it, but it went for naught. We'll have to punt it. The punter will be standing on about the 5-yard line, maybe the 6 or 7-yard line. 7-yard line looks like.
11:40 still left to go in this game, but Stephen F. Austin is going to get the ball near midfield. Snap back to Terry Harmon. Penalty flags are down. Got off a pretty good kick that time, but let's see what this flag's about if we have a penalty against the Eagles, the way the Lumberjacks are clapping.
Well, I'll tell you what, he really kicked it that time, and right now the flag, the wind looks like it's sort of against him.
Procedure against Georgia Southern, going to back it up 5 more yards.
You just can't afford any mistakes against this football team. They're going to get it at good field position regardless of how good we kick it. The safety man's going to line up about the 45-yard line, 46, 47-yard line, his own, and will probably move up to catch the ball.
Here they come with the outside rush, and Harvin gets it away, and it hangs up there. It's not a very deep kick. Let's see if it bounces. And it will bounce at the 50 to the 47-yard line of Stephen F. Austin, but there was no return that time, Hugh.
36-yard kick.
He actually kicked it pretty good because the wind really is against him, diagonally across him. Luckily, it did not get a backward.
Nate Hirsch back with the story here at Paulson Stadium. 11:27 left to go in this football game, and the Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin now for the first time in this game have a 7-point lead and the football back, Frank.
They do, and they have great field position because anywhere in the field for them is good, but they're in midfield now at their own 47. What they've been able to do is just continually throw the football. They've had enough run in there to kind of keep people balanced with the draw, but the quarterback has scrambled, which means that the protection is breaking down a little bit now. If the front four can just goose it up a little bit and get after him a little bit tougher.
Let's see if he'll still throw the ball here. Will they put it on the ground a little bit and try to run the ball? Keep it down low anyway. He's back to throw, being chased again out of the pocket. And he throws it away. Nobody near the football. And there is no flag thrown either, as the Eagles would like to have got an intentional grounding.
Oh, man, you almost have to call that intentional grounding. There's not anybody within 35 yards of the ball, and nobody calls it. There's an official standing right on top of it, and he did not pull his flag. He's right in front of their bench. The quarterback got in trouble, reversed out to the right. They did have 5 men coming that time, and they forced him back to the right, and he got rid of the ball very smartly at 2nd and 10.
Second down from the 47 of Stephen F. Austin. 3 receivers left side of the field, 1 back behind him. He fakes him. He still has the ball. Hamill zips in traffic, and it is broken up from behind by Randall Boone, as he came way back there and got his arm up and knocked the ball away.
I tell you, Randall is a great player, and he just showed it that time. That is perfect time, and he came over his shoulder, got his right hand on the ball. That is a perfect play. You just cannot do it any better than that. If you're the defensive secondary coach, you want to run out there and kiss him. That's about as good as you can play it. It's 3rd and 10. Hey, if they can just hold one more time, get the ball back now, there's lots of time to play.
The receivers go to the left side. Now they shift 2 more to the right side. On 3rd and 10, do we rush the quarterback? He's straight back to throw. Here comes the chase. Hamill trying to get away, drops the ball.
That's a fumble. That may be a fumble.
Let's see what he's going to call. An incomplete pass there.
No.
Penalty flag is down there also, as the ball got away from Todd Hamill. I would think they might say the play is dead right there.
Well, what's the flag for?
For him trying to throw the football. Let's see. They wave off. Said his arm was hit while he was throwing.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And they're not going to move the ball back there.
That's tough. But that's a great rush. They did bring 5 people that time. Came off the corner absolutely clean from the backside. I'm shocked that they can't pick that up. And I'm thinking now that maybe Georgia Southern ought to be blitzing more. The center doesn't come out. Nobody comes out to pick up somebody on the corner. And he's done it twice now in a row almost.
Here's the snap back on the punt. And he gets away. A line drive kick. Oglesby will field it at his 20. Starting back to his left. Has to go upfield and go down hard at about the 25-yard line. But that's
a line drop
after really a very short kick.
Stop, 32-yard.
That's kind of what they were hoping for. The guy supposedly is a line drive kicker, which is what he did that time. And he wanted to bring it to the right. He just couldn't make the corner. They do have it at the 25. The clock down to 10:55 left in
Eastern time to good teams.
27-34.
Rutgers, one of the premier.
Gross brings him up.
A bunch of premier teams up there, isn't there?
Behind him. Ernest Thompson to his left. Carl Miller to his right.
Possibilities of a tie, too, Barry.
Joe Ross gets hit and dropped as he goes across the 25. They stayed home nicely that time. Give them credit. Linebacker number 42, able to contain him before he gets going.
They haven't changed their up front scheme at all. Still a 50 front, playing it normal on one side, eagle to the other side. That time they tried to run off the
field. No time.
Yard.
Second down 8.
A little confusion on the Jackson.
Checking off as to which side the play is going to go to. Raymond spins to his right, still has the ball, cuts it upfield, 34, 35-yard line. He dives, and he should have the first down.
I tell you, Raymond ran it perfect, and he can hit the seam as good as anybody in the
Alignment that would allow that.
man coming inside out on him. That's the guy that's running out of there so fast, so that if Ross ever can hit it up
The other way.
he really doesn't have a safety man to contend with. Gross is playing an excellent game. It is too bad that he had to have that
When he lined up that far over.
tough, smart quarterback. He picks up a first down. The ball is at the 36-yard line.
But his inside man can.
Remaining in regulation time. They go inside with Joe Ross, and he just gets a couple. So they hang on for
line.
Another guy, Roderick Stanzel, a 6'2", 292 defensive tackle, got him around the ankles and puts him down at the 39-yard line, a short gain on the play.
They're coming up a yard short on the play. It's 3rd and 7. They'd like for, 2nd and 7. They'd like for it to be 2nd and 6. But they have got to keep their patience. They've
Double the count, and that's an automatic.
They will not make a big play on the corner.
Second down call, motion left side, Carl Miller. They keep it inside, and Joe Ross bangs off left guard, and he goes to about the 43-yard line.
Okay, now that's what they're looking for. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. They figure that they're in pretty good shape now. You don't know exactly how to play this. Now I think Georgia Southern can run the option and come on the corner, do anything they want to do, and you've got to play this more like it's a pass if you're the defensive team.
He just took out the receiver, Sorrell, and put in an extra tight end to block.
Well, they run the option good out of this, sometimes the lead option.
Receivers on the left side. The give is to nobody. Raymond still has it. He gets hit, and he's not going to make it. He is down at the 43-yard line. He is shy of the first down. They tried to pull the ball away from him. It's 4th down now. 4th down. And
a few big plays today.
Boy, I tell you, now you're talking about tough. Ordinarily, you got to kick the football. You're playing against a team that's scoring every time they put their hands on it. Then you got to make a big decision. They're going to kick it.
So Georgia Southern knows now with the clock running down, they may not see it a whole lot more today, but you can't take a chance and give them the ball game right here.
Boy, what a big play that was to make on defense.
Here comes Harvin's kick. It's a high floater. They had nobody back for it, and it will bounce down at around the 15-yard line as Stephen F. thought there might have been a fake in the works.
You know, I never have agreed with that strategy on 4th down. I'd rather field that ball any time, but it was a good kick and good coverage, and they'll have it at the 16.
Timeout on the field, 8:24 to go in the championship game. Stephen F. Austin 34, Georgia Southern 27. We'll break 60 seconds
Dear Santa.
on the Georgia Southern Sports Network here in Statesboro, Georgia at Paulson Stadium. A 25,000
number is the most important.
Turned down 25,725. But the Eagles find themselves trailing 34-27. And Stephen F. Austin has the ball back at their 16-yard line. Hamill on first down has Larry Centers behind him. 2 men left side. He's back to throw. Chase is on. He gets hit. He throws anyway, and it's incomplete. And he was throwing, it appeared, to a lineman. Now a flag will finally be thrown late.
Boy, howdy. I tell you what. That is the 3rd time in the last, I think, 4 plays that they have brought somebody off the corner and nobody picks him up. It's simply a 5-man rush. I am shocked at this. A drop-back pass team has a way of picking that up, and they have not done it. He intentionally grounded the ball for the 2nd time. The first time it's been called, but for the 2nd time, he tried to throw it to number 52, who is not a legal receiver. And that is a very big play right there because it goes back there where he threw it from and is a loss of down.
Well, the referee had to make the call. The official standing right on top of the play did not make it.
That's what you call an appeal call. When you get 7 blue shirts begging for you to call it, you have to call something.
The Georgia Southern fans are going to stand up and make this stadium as noisy as it can possibly get.
By the way, the quarterback caught the blitz that time and checked off at the line of scrimmage. That makes it all the more surprising to me that somebody's not picking up the guy that's lined up on the corner.
The ball is on the Stephen F. Austin 5-yard line. It's a loss of down. 2nd down and 22 yards to go. 2 receivers right side. Whitley comes up close. Hamill straight back. Quick pass left side. Incomplete. Almost intercepted. Taz Dixon was there.
Boy, that's the greatest job of fooling somebody in the world. He played that like it was going to be a blitz. He's going to throw a little quick slant. They're playing zone. They almost came up on the ball that time.
That was actually
a great play.
Jim Mutimer over there, but third down, almost on a big break.
Boy, heads are down right now. You got to keep them backed up. You got to keep them backed up. It's third down and a ton, 22 yards to go. The quarterback is going to have to throw from his own end zone. They have one back, two backs back to protect him this time, maybe.
And he's straight back in the end zone to throw. Quick pass in the middle, complete to the 5, to the 10, to the 13-yard line, and that's it.
Boy, that's too bad because we almost had a super play that time made by Darrell Hendricks. Hendricks flagged him back there about the 5, but they stop him, and they're going to have to punt. The ball is going to be at the 14. The kicker is going to be lined up on the goal line. He is a line drive kicker. If you ever wanted to get a line drive kick, now's when you'd like to get one and make a return. They're going to go after it and still try to return it.
See if Giles can come from the outside. Boone's on the left side. Here comes the rush. He'll get it away. And he gets off a line drive kick, and it hops at the 40-yard line. It dies at the 47, now rolls to midfield to the Georgia Southern side at the 49-yard line. And that is where the Eagles will start with 7 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this championship game's fourth quarter. Stephen F. Austin, 34. Georgia Southern, 27.
Boy, you really don't want the ball to hit the ground. You'd like to feel that ball and eliminate that roll, but still, they ended up in good field position at the 48.5-yard line on the right hash. Georgia Southern has been trying in this half to attack them to this side of the field, the short side.
First down call. Motion left side, Carl Miller. Raymond's back to throw. He's got Donnie Allen down the left sideline, and he can't get to the ball. He had beaten his man by a yard. The throw was about a yard past him, though.
I tell you what, you cannot in any way say anything, but that's a great call. It's a little scary to me, though, on first down when you have established a little bit that you can move the ball. He actually broke on him, beat him.
It's different.
Had the ball been thrown right, that would have been a walk-in touchdown. It's just a streak pattern, but it makes it 2nd and 10 now.
Sorrell comes out of the game now. One of your wide receivers.
So in this case, it wouldn't have.
And a tight end comes in.
Gross is now missed on 4. They didn't call a penalty. That was a little late shove by Stansel.
Left side.
So on 2nd and 10, Gross
tosses it late. Joe Ross, 45. Joe Ross, first down at the 40-yard line of Stephen F. Austin.
The first late pitch that we've gotten this year, this game, they've done that so many times during the season. That's what they call the lead option. The quarterback just goes straight down the line. He's got a blocker. E.T. Thompson takes a 2-step move to the right in motion, reverses himself, becomes a lead blocker down there. That's a very tough play. They make a first down. They got a down man on there. Stephen F. Austin's got a hurt player.
James Cobb, their strong safety, the senior from Denison, Texas.
Good point to make. Look where he is when he got hurt. He's actually behind what would have been almost the line of scrimmage. That's how quick he's coming up. They are really coming up the field. And that time they were able to make the pitch out there late. Ross made the first down by knowing where the down marker was, and the ball's at the 40.
Let's get a station break in right now. Pause 10 seconds for a station ID on this, the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
The radio station where eagles soar.
WMCD Statesboro. WWNS.
Nate Hirsch back with Frank Emmons, statistician Hugh Colson at Allen E. Paulson Stadium. The clock shows 7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in regulation time, and Stephen F. Austin is leading 34-27. Georgia Southern at the 40-yard line of Stephen F. Motion left side, Carl Miller. Gross is back to throw. Looking for Carl Miller. He's there, makes the catch 20. He's inside the 15. He's down to the Stephen F. Austin 12-yard line.
Okay, that's the play they've done so well with recently. He fakes to the left. It's like a counter option. He reverses himself. Carl Miller, who's lined up as a slot back on the right side, just goes straight up the field. It's got to be a throw and catch, perfect touch kind of a deal. He does it again for a first down. Boy, listen, that time, Stephen F. Austin had 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. There's only 2 guys that could possibly get it. It's first down at the 13.
Carl Miller had to leave with an ankle problem. They tried Joe Ross. He gets stopped at the 10. He bounces off 1. He'll be stopped outside the 10-yard line as he gets just 2 yards.
Boy, it's just a crying shame that Ross had to get hurt a couple of weeks ago. But he's playing an excellent game. He just is not quite striking the line of scrimmage like he usually does. He picked up about 2 yards that time. It'll be 2nd down and 8. The ball's at the 10.5. Is that about where it is? Yeah.
And Terrence Sorrell again leaves. And we go back and bring in the tight end.
Boy, they have got their defensive linemen now. 9 guys are playing up on the ball.
And Gross spins to the right. Still has the football. Going to get hit. Going to go forward.
Gets inside.
3-2. He
Gone down. Got down to the
2-yard line. He's
now, and it will give the Eagles
1-yard line of Stephen F. Austin. It's first. Southern.
I say it again. The guy is just an amazing football player. There's not any way for him to keep going that time. He runs the option keep. I honestly think he's going to get killed at the line of scrimmage. He stumbles around and just fights and dives, and they're going to have to measure now to see what he made. It seems to me like that he's got the first down, hasn't he? We'll see. It's going to be close, but I believe he made it. And Georgia Southern, if they do, would have a first down there. If they don't, what will it be, second?
It'll be third down,
Third.
of course. From here, it appears like he had it. It's inside the 2-yard line. It's not even close.
Hey, I know I'm getting up in age, but if that was not going to be a first down, I was going to have to jump out of the window. Good night. He made that by a yard, folks.
All right, the short yardage set is going to come in now for Georgia Southern. 6 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter of this championship game. Stephen F. Austin's lead is 7, and the Eagles are 1.5 yards away from trying to tie it up. Ernest Thompson is the deep back. Gross tries Thompson. He goes up and over. Touchdown! Georgia Southern is in with Ernest. If Ernest Thompson will be remembered for one thing, is how he's been able to propel himself into the end zone.
Dude, springboard Thompson, that's what he looks like. They lined up power right. The defense lined up for it. They overshifted to their left. He still went up and over, just like you'd hit a springboard and go over him. Nobody really touched him.
Ball placed down. They have too many men on the field again. The kick is up. The kick is good. 34-34 tie. Now the penalty will be on Stephen F. Austin for too many men on the field. Do you dare take the points off the board and try to go for 2? I don't think so. I think they'll probably mark it off on the kickoff. 5:58 left to go in regulation time. We are tied at 34-34. Now they're going to wave off the flag. All right, on the penalty flag, waved off. 34-34 tie. We'll break 60 seconds for local words on the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
Be a winner with Wall Sports.
Wall Sports supports winners and hopes that Georgia Southern makes it all the way to the national championship. And you could be a real winner with your favorite sports fan this winter with a gift certificate for the holidays from Wall Sports. Then that fan can take advantage of everything in the store: shoes, sweat tops, sweats, everything. A gift certificate from Wall Sports for Christmas. What a great idea, and you can be a real winner.
Be a winner with Wall Sports. Be a winner with Wall Sports now.
Wall Sports, College Plaza, Fair Road in Statesboro.
Studebakers of Savannah says come enjoy the best music from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Let your memories come alive. Meet your friends there. And for just $1 every night from 5:30 to 7:30, enjoy a 16-foot complete buffet table. Cocktails at 2 for $1 during happy hour. Enjoy the best dancing in Savannah. Studebakers, the corner of Hutz Memorial Drive, across from Market Walk. Here's the kickoff by David Kuhl. It bounces down. It's hit at the 10-yard line. Stephen F. Austin picks it up at the 15. Comes upfield to the 20, and that's when they get crashed down there. And finally, Georgia Southern gets a good bounce.
Boy, they really did, and they flagged it, and it bounced up in the air again, but they did get it out to the 20, the 21, but that's the shortest, I believe, that they've gotten it out so far. Now the fans are getting in it.
That's an understatement. This place is up for grabs. 34-34 in the championship game.
Remember that if it is a tie game, they will keep on playing.
Stephen F. Austin comes out at their 21-yard line. Larry Centers lined up behind him, and he gets the handoff. He's trying to cut outside. He turns around. He can't get away, and he gets hit for a loss. Back at the 12-yard line, Darrell Hendricks finished him. Bussaletti had him to start with.
I tell you, Kevin Whitley has played a great game. It seems like to me that every time on first down that he's up there on the corner, they run at him, and he makes them either tackle him or he turns them around going backwards, which he did then. And there is a huge loss on the play. of 8-9 yards. It'll be second and a long 19, it looks to me like.
You got to expect Hamill to throw it now. We've got to play pass defense. He's back to throw. He steps up and zips it right side, and Larry Center dropped it. He got hit and he dropped the ball at the 30-yard line. He had it for a second, and I believe it was Whitley and Oglesby that hit him there, and he drops the ball.
There was no blitz on that time, and the quarterback had plenty of time, and he put it right on the money, and a great hit knocked the ball loose. Normally, though, a receiver will hang on to that football, and had he done so, it'd have been right.
And he's pretty close to being possessed.
Instead, it's third down and a ton. Do they blitz, or do they stay back?
Patrick Parr comes out. I think we'll stay back. He's got so far to throw it. No backs behind him. Third down. Hamels dropping straight back to throw. Hendricks chasing him, trying to get him. He throws it up for grabs, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by Georgia Southern at the 30-yard line. He put it up for grabs, and it's intercepted. I believe that's Taz Dixon who wound up with the football.
And they brought the blitz on again. He reversed out away from it. He put it up for grabs, which you normally don't see a good quarterback do. And Georgia Southern has turned this football game around. There's 4:58 to play, Nate. They have first down at the 30-yard line, exactly on the right hash. Oh, man, what a great defensive play all over the field then.
Georgia Southern at the 30-yard line of Stephen F. Austin. Gross keeps it right inside. Joe Ross steps over two people and dives inside the 30. He's down near the 27-yard line. He gets 3 tough yards. We've just gone under 5 minutes left to go in regulation time. We are all tied up. Georgia Southern 34, Stephen F. Austin 34. Second down 7.
Good play. Fullback inside, picked up 3.
Sorrell, right side of the field, motion that way. Again to Joe inside. He got hit behind the line. Great stop that time. 78, Mervyn Jones, defensive tackle. He's 305 pounds. And he got a hold of Joe before he got going, and now it's third down at the 25.
It's third down and 5, and Mervyn Jones is 300 pounds and is quick as a cat. He really made a great play then. And here we go. The clock is running down. It's 16 seconds. We put in another tight end, take out a wide receiver. Out of this set, they've been running the counter option to the short.
That would be to Gross's right side of the field. He's going to spin to the left side of the field, try to turn the corner, steps upfield, first down. He dives to the 20-yard line, and Raymond Gross picks up another big first down.
Boy, what a magnificent decision he made. I thought he was going to pitch it. I think had he pitched it, when it looked like he should have maybe, that they wouldn't have made anything. I think the corner would have made the tackle. Instead of that, he faked the pitch, dropped his shoulder, and dove for the first down, and they were inside the 20. Oh, man, what a play, Nate.
And their coach is on the field now. Talking with the officials, one of their players is shaken up on the play. I don't know what he's this unhappy about again now, but Coach Graves, he's been out there hollering at the officials also.
I tell you what, you do not have to put up with that, if regardless of who you're officiating for or with. The coach is now coaching the players and talking to them as they go off the field. I know that what he has to be talking about is whether or not there's a clip or something. I tell you what, you have to say this for Coach Graves. He's a fighter now, sure enough. I mean, he gets after it. He was getting after officials before the game started today.
Everything they said they would do today, Frank, they've done pretty much.
They really
said
have.
They'd come and throw the ball from all over the field. They've thrown it up and down the field. At times, they've certainly been able to stop the option game. And this has been a true championship game with a 34-34 score on the board. This is one of those 1AA finals.
I'm going to make a strange statement, but I feel it from the bottom of my heart. What would be ideal would be to be
Their team
2.5 yards a run and get the clock down to nothing, and then either kick a field goal or something to get this thing won.
That ain't going to happen because both teams have 3 timeouts left. The injured player for Stephen F. Austin, James Cobb, he was hurt earlier.
Boy, he has played so well. He's the safety that comes up and makes all these plays. Georgia Southern has a first down. They're inside the 20. There's 3:50 left in this game.
They're at the 19-yard line of Stephen F. Austin. As Gross, Joe Ross, he gets hit. Boy, did he get hit hard. He just gets a yard or two. They are punishing him as he tries to go into the middle of the line.
what they did.
There, once again, 99.
David Whitmore.
Play Stansel. You know, for guys 292 and 300-pound plus people, they can move.
Boy, they really can, and you haven't seen Ross hit like that right at the line of scrimmage. He got a yard at the very most. It's 2nd and 9, and the ball is inside of the 19.
2nd down. Sorrell is way out to the right side. Gross.
Could come down to
18-yard line of Stephen F. Austin, left side of the field. Paternus Thompson in motion right side. Gross trying to turn that corner. Goes to the 15, and he dives inside the 15. He is near the 13-yard line of the Lumberjacks, and we've just gone under. Now they stop the clock.
the tackle.
Timeout. Stephen F. Austin. They're going to stop the clock. I think this is smart. They're thinking if we stop the clock now, should Georgia Southern
Using their time.
field goal or touchdown, at least we'll have some time on the clock. I think a very smart move. So we'll take time out here with 3 minutes to go.
Or a touchdown.
Game 34-34 tie. We'll break 60.
Get it back. And
Local words on the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
Bank is proud to be a sponsor of Georgia Southern football.
Thank you, minute statistician.
For the sports fan on your shopping list.
Go in this championship game in regulation.
Quality.
And we're all tied at 34-34, and Georgia Southern has a big 3rd down play. 3rd down and
Dice will go directly.
just used the first of their 3 timeouts, which I think again is a good move on their part.
It is, but right now Georgia Southern has got to look at this as 3rd down and must, because if they don't make it, they have to kick the field goal. They have got to make 3 yards.
See what they call. They go to Joe Ross inside, 1st down. He gets inside the 10. They powered off the left side for him. It's 1st and goal, Eagles at the 7-yard line.
No option or anything there. That's a straight handoff, and I am so proud of them. They have come back and established something inside. He just hit it off left tackle. The whole left side just drove off. There's plenty of room there, and they make a 1st down with 2:49 at the 7-yard line.
It's 1st down and goal to go. Georgia Southern 7 yards away. Gross gives it inside to Joe Ross. Joe almost lost the ball. He gets it back at the 4-yard line. Did you see the ball get loose?
It sure did. It looked like it was way out in front of him, and he out and grabbed it. He did move it to the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4. The clock is moving down to 2:24, and I'm surprised that they don't call another timeout.
2nd down, Georgia Southern at the 4-yard line of Stephen F. Austin. We're tied at 34 all. 2:11, 2:10, 2:09 to go in this championship game's 4th quarter. Gross taking all the time on the 25-second clock. That's what he's doing. He's looking down inside 10 seconds. Gives it inside to Ross. He goes over the top, and he gets pushed back at the 3. And now Stephen F. Austin says we want a timeout. They will get the timeout called. They still haven't seen their sideline. And now they will call the timeout with 1:49 to go.
Well, it's very obvious now what Georgia Southern and Coach Russell have decided to do. And I think this is extremely smart. What they have decided to do is to run straight handoffs, no options now, just straight handoff to the fullback, keep the ball in the center of the field, and then on 4th down, they'll kick a field goal. I think that takes away at least supposedly the chance of a fumble and so forth, and I think it's a very, very wise strategy.
1 minute and 49 seconds is all that remains in the 4th quarter of the national championship game here in Statesboro, Georgia. Stephen F. Austin has just used their 2nd of 3 timeouts. So now they're down to 1 timeout. And again, they can call another timeout if the Eagles do not get in and score here. The ball is, let's see now where it is. It's right in the little left the center, about the 3-yard line. And the question is now, do you not do a straight handoff and maybe roll out to the right side? The only thing you don't want to do is make the angle tougher here for your field goal.
It's 3.5 yards. And obviously they cannot make a 1st down. They got to score. They'll come to the right, and I think, again, it'll either be an option keep, where the quarterback's just going to keep it, or they'll handle the fullback off the right side. And then it should be essentially an extra point field goal. Now, that's not automatic by any, ask Penn State against Alabama. I mean, it is not. But that's a safe way to play this thing. What is scary is 1 minute and 49 seconds still up there.
Here we go with the championship at stake. From the 3.5-yard line, Georgia Southern lines up. They've got everybody on the line of scrimmage except one. They tried Joe Ross. He banged straight ahead, and he is stopped. Timeout, Stephen F. Austin. Joe Ross got stopped in his tracks at the 3. Let's take now with 1:45 to go in the game. Obviously, the decision, of course, is not even going to be a question here. You've got to go put the 3 points up as Stephen F. now Goes over to the sideline, 2 huddle up. Let's break now. 30 seconds. 30 seconds for local words on the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
Those cold winter winds means extra yard work for you with leaves, pine straws, and fallen limbs, along with keeping sidewalks and drives clear. Don't worry, it's no problem. With the help of Arrow Rentals, you can keep those yards and drives clean this winter. Just rent what you need. Leaf blowers, rakes, even chainsaws. If you need it, just rent it from Arrow Rentals, located 33 North Center Hour, next to Occasions.
All right, Stephen F. Austin has used their 3rd and final timeout. They have no timeouts left. Here comes Mike Dallas on the field with a chance to give Georgia Southern the lead.
Pressure, he's got it right now because he's been sitting there knowing for a long time this is what he's got to do. The ball's going to be placed just at the 10-yard line, almost in the middle of the field, slightly to the left. There is a little angle involved.
Terry Harbin to hold. Crenshaw to snap it. Ball is placed down. Kick is drilled up. Kick is good! Georgia Southern takes the lead. 37-34, 1:41 left to go in this championship game's 4th quarter. We're back with the kickoff after 60 seconds of local words. Georgia Southern Sports Network.
There's more to a Honda motorcycle than superior engineering. Each one is designed to be a unique addition to your lifestyle, combining performance, durability, value, and appearance like nothing else on the road. And now imagine saving $300 right now here at Christmas. That's true. With factory-to-dealer incentives, you can now save $300 on a 1989 CBR, the best sport motorcycle in its class. You can see it now at Honda Statesboro, located on 301 South. And just imagine the savings. Come ride on a Honda. Ooh, the cold north winds are beginning to blow, but don't worry about it. Visit Medical Center Pharmacy. Stock up for those winter blues. Robitussin cough formula, 4-ounce size, $2.49. Ecotrin safe coated aspirin, $4.69. Alka-Seltzer cold medicine, 36 tablets, $3.99. Drexoro nasal decongestion, $3.39. Stop in today at Medical Center Pharmacy. Stock up your medicine cabinet now. And don't forget Medical Center's gift selections, famous brand name cosmetics and fragrances, toys and games for the kids at Medical Center Pharmacy. Get ready for the winter weather. Medical Center Pharmacy, 57 Grenade Street in Statesboro.
Here is the kickoff from David Kuhl. He kicks it high. It's short, and it's going to come down to 15 of the 20. 25.
Got ahead of
and down there making the tackle again. Bart Hughes drops him at the 27-yard line.
That's a beautiful tackle by Bart Hughes. I tell you what, he just manhandled him to the ground. And they have the ball now. No timeouts left, but they have got plenty of time. This is like big-time, pro football. That's exactly what we're getting ready to see.
Well, the key thing here, remember, is they don't need a touchdown. They need a field goal to tie. A touchdown could win. No backs behind Hamill. On first down, he drops straight back to throw. Looking short. The ball tipped up in the air, and it is intercepted by Kevin Whitley. Let's see. Have they signaled?
Yeah, they have.
No, he's taking it away. He's one official overruled.
You got to get our kids off the field. You can't take a 15-yard penalty here. Get your players off the field, coach.
It is an incomplete pass. It is not an interception. That could be one of the biggest breaks of this game, as Georgia Southern's got to hurry up and get settled on defense here.
They sure have. And, if you run people out on the field like that, you can get a 15-yard penalty for it. They got to hurry up and get ready to play defense.
The ball was tipped up in the air and
almost intercepted.
Almost intercepted. Second down and 10 at the 26-yard line. Hamill straight back to throw. Little pass left side. It's caught. They try to keep him in bounds. He breaks a tackle and scoots up to the 38-yard line. He stayed in bounds. It's just enough for a first down.
Well, I thought he'd made a big mistake staying in bounds, but what he did was get a first down, and that stops the clock. Now, as soon as they mark it, he's supposed to start it up again. And he
only about 30 yards out of field goal range now. Hamill with two backs behind him, drops straight back to throw, zips it deep over the middle, and it is tipped in the air and incomplete. Oglesby from behind. Wow, he almost got it down to the 30-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you, that is an awful close call right there, because the back went up in the air, sort of came down on the intended receiver, but he was clearly going for the ball, but that's pretty close. No call. Second down and 10. No time off the clock. 1:13 left. 2 completions, the length of that is enough to get a field goal, isn't it?
2nd down and 10.
Ball's at the 39.
Stephen F. puts 2 receivers right side of the field. Tight end on the left side. Now 3 to the right side of the field. Hamill straight back to throw. All kind of time. Now he's chased and he's sacked. The ball pops loose. The ball was loose. Who's got the football? Stephen F. Austin, I believe. Let's see if they signaled.
I'll tell you what, a 4-man rush then, the reason it worked was because the defensive secondary had everybody covered and they really hung on to everybody downfield. The 4-man rush finally got to him. He actually fumbled the ball, but they recovered it, and it's back to the 23-yard line.
It's 3rd down.
It's going to be 3rd and a ton. I don't know how far that is.
And the clock kept running. 38 seconds left to go in the championship game. It's 3rd down. They've got to go to the 49-yard line of Georgia Southern. Hamill is straight back to throw. Looking, being chased. He goes down and throws the ball away again. They'll say an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass. It's 4th down with 27 seconds left to go in this championship game. Buzz Saletti again came from the outside. The Eagles have got to make one more play here.
4-man rush again, 7 people defending. He didn't have anybody to throw to. He tried to roll out to his right, and just a great effort up front by all 4 of those guys. And now we're down to it. 4th down, 27 seconds to go. There's about a 30-yard play they've got to make to get a 1st down to have any chance at all.
They're very late getting the play in, the Eagles.
Actually, it's about 23 or 4 yards, I guess.
Have got to keep whoever catches it in front of him. This may be his big bomb play. Hamill is straight back to throw. He drops back. He looks. He's throwing it deep down the center of the field, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Whitley. 35, 40, 45. Still going. Kevin, keep going. Slides down 48-yard line. Georgia Southern with 12 seconds to go. Penalty flags are being thrown late. The Eagles have done it. They've done it again. 12 seconds remaining. The stadium going crazy. Listen to them. What a finish in this football game, and there's still 12 seconds to play.
Boy, absolutely fantastic. The great rush, the great coverage. They throw the alley-oop, threw it about 50 yards. Whitley played it like a safety man, just perfect. Came up with an interception, made a spectacular run out of it. There was a little fisticuff business over here between 2 players, one of the Stephen F. Austin guys and one of the Georgia Southern guys at about the 46-yard line.
12 seconds left to go in this championship game. And Statesboro, Georgia is waiting for its biggest celebration ever.
I tell you what, you and I and Hugh have been in this a long time. This is the greatest crowd and the greatest win that you could possibly have. The others were great, but good night. Being at home and having all these folks able to see it is fantastic.
They'll mark off the penalty against Georgia Southern and put the football back at the 36-yard line. Just put the ball in play, and all you have to do is take one snap and put your knee down.
That's it.
They're asking the crowd, by the way, to please stay off the field until the ceremonies are complete. But they're already jumping on the field on the far side. I hope the folks will try to let them at least make the presentation. The Eagles come to the line of scrimmage. Raymond Gross has just got to take the snap and fall on the ball. He puts his knee down. Let's count it down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Eagles have done it. They've done it. They're national champions. The Eagles have done it. The place is going crazy. People are pouring onto the field. They've already torn down the goalposts.
Boy, that is so scary when you do that, because somebody could really actually could be killed. But good night. How happy can you get? I've only been involved in one where you saw that many people on the field, and that was a long time ago, and it is a great feeling.
Well, they've asked people to stay off the field, but it's just so hard to control this kind of a crowd.
Well, they're just happy now. There's not anything about the crowd being out there except they are so happy. And hey, say again what happened. 15-0 and a national championship, 3 out of 4. Good night. How good can you be?
15-0. It's never happened before. I don't even know how they'll find them to make the presentation.
And what a great combination of things. I think the defense played so good. The offense did it when they had to. The coaching staff made the right decisions all the way through the game. And here's what you get out of it is a 37-34 win over a outstanding, in my opinion, Stephen F. Austin football team. Let me tell you, that coach had them ready to play. Those kids knew what they had to do, and they played their hearts out today.
It's almost hard to believe the football game is over.
It is.
It's been that great an afternoon here of college football. Raymond Gross has been hoisted in the air. He gets his real revenge after a very bitter pill last year that he probably took too much responsibility for. But yes, he should celebrate and be carried off because he has taken the Eagles all the way as national champions. And I know as Stephen F. has already left the field, what a crushing feeling they have on the other side, because they gave Georgia Southern about everything they could handle today.
They absolutely did. You have to just say again, they played good defense, outstanding defense. They really threw the ball well. And they came into this stadium, I think, knowing that they could win the football game, and they tested Georgia Southern in every possible way.
I see Coach Russell has put on the headsets down below there so they could get him on ESPN, I'm sure, for some post-game comments. We're going to stay around for the celebration. It is going to be a celebration that Statesboro, Georgia will never forget. And they are whooping it up on the field.
Welcome to our house. You see that sign down there?
I'm not sure. This might have happened on the road. This stadium today and its magic and its crowd was the difference in this football game. And a great Georgia Southern football team that had to really rise to the occasion. I don't think I can ever remember them really having to suck it up as they did when they were trailing by 7 points and had to kick the football back to take back control of the football game.
Well, it kind of makes you think about that first one.
Yeah, it sure does.
The first national championship. But this one, I tell you, you just have this feeling about this football team. There are so many good things happening on both sides of the ball, and the staff is doing such a great job that they are just not out of it until it's over. And when it's over, they are the national champions again. Boy, what a game and what an afternoon and what a season.
Well, they're going to try to get Irk over there. Well, they'd like to make the presentation.
Well, I tell you, it scared me to death when those goalposts came down. They didn't break. They came down, and had they hit somebody.
I can't imagine that goalpost coming down